afraid of black borders, Mars?
Yes, I am. Terrified.
Are you afraid of black borders, Mars? What is the problem with
Yes.
black borders, Mars? What is your problem?
Oh,
What's wrong, Mars?
or just
Don't get you started.
Gotta clutch my bag anytime I'm around. Like, it's scary.
It's confirmed. Mars
You gotta look over your shoulder.
Definitely.
Yeah, constantly checking my shoulder. I
Damn.
don't like it.
Mars, so you got Argentina today?
I mean, I got to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they stand with what I believe in. So
That was a heck of a game yesterday.
it was very happy.
Shout out to Spain taking care of business yesterday. Make sure y'all watch today and watch England take on Argentina. Damian, Mars, chill real quick. Before we get into some hoop talk, let me ask y'all about a little football. Who do y'all got today? And then who do y'all got on Sunday winning first and Saturday winning third?
I'm an Argentina hater right now. They shouldn't even be in this shit. They really shouldn't. They should not be in this shit. No. Because y'all know who I was talking about from the beginning of the tournament, how I was digging the guy Mohamed Salah, who I just found out about, which is goofy as hell to me. It's like just finding out about Jimmy Butler or Devin Booker or some shit like that, right? So, I mean, they up 3 goals with 10 minutes. By show of hands, how many teams lose being up 2 goals in 10 minutes? It's very likely that does not happen.
It's very similar to the Spurs game 4. Very similar.
Like when you up like 25, you're not supposed to lose. And it looked like it was some shenanigans going on out there. So what go around coming here? It looked like some shenanigans was going on, right? So what go around come around. Argentina may end up in the World Cup championship and get hosed. That may happen.
And they're not making. They're the worst team left by far. England should win today. But we'll see.
With that
I gotta say, I'm a fan of Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
If they're the worst team,
dude is good.
If they're the worst team, wouldn't this support my logic? Because Mars, who do you think the GOAT is?
Oh, Messi.
And Messi being the GOAT, I mean, I'm basically in the Eastern Conference Championship right now. I'm not in the NBA Finals. I'm in the Eastern Conference Championship right now. Is it ridiculous for me to think that Messi could get us to the finals?
I mean, no, it's not ridiculous.
It's probably not likely.
It's probably not going to happen.
It's probably not likely. But is it
not
ridiculous to think he can get us to the finals?
I don't think, not with the way, because, it's Argentina plus the refs against England. So it's very possible that they can win.
England should take care of business.
England should win. If England don't win, they should go back home very disappointed.
Yeah, agreed.
Are you
now,
comfortable?
If they lose to Spain, then that's life. But losing to Argentina, that's terrible.
Are you comfortable with England beating Argentina, or am I looking at a 2-1 dogfight today?
I'm comfortable, but I think the game will be close. If that makes sense.
Yes,
I got England.
We should handle them, is what you're saying.
It should be a close game, but you should never really feel like you're gonna lose. That's kind of where I'm at.
I could get with that. That part I could get with. So like we might have ourselves a fight where we're in the fourth quarter and it's maybe a 2-possession game, but you don't think that at no point that this team is. I always feel like y'all in control of the game, and then eventually they end up pulling away at the end, where they end up with a 9-10 point lead. Like, we handled them, and
we're not going to extra time or penalties, chill.
We shouldn't have to do that with these dudes.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Damien, let me ask you: do either one of these teams have a shot against Spain?
I think Spain would go in as the favorite, but I think England especially would have a shot against Spain. I think that it's in a weird way. I think England haven't played their best football yet in the tournament. Which is interesting, and they're in the semis. So, it's that thing where it's like that college format. It's the NBA Cup format where like it's one game, it's one night, anything can happen. Football's a crazy game. I don't think England would necessarily be favorites, but I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if they would pull it off, Oxman.
I'd be pretty surprised if they beat Spain. I'd be pretty surprised. Spain and France was the final in my mind. This game is just on the other side of the
this was So Spain and France was Houston Warriors in 18.
Yeah. Well, no,
They were the
these
two
teams
biggest
aren't the
favorites
2018
going in.
Cavs. These teams
Okay.
aren't the 2018 Cavs, but in
Let
an
me rephrase
ideal
that,
world,
Mars.
Spain and France would have met in the final. In an ideal world, I think they're the two best teams in the world. But
So like to your point, these weren't the 18 Cavs. So this was Sacramento and the Lakers in 2002 in the West Finals.
yeah, but once again, these teams aren't the Nets.
Right.
But it's hard. The Eastern Conference sucks for so long. It's going to be hard to find. It's like
How about the Pacers?
80. It's like
Bulls?
83 Sixers Celtics. But then you have to go play the Lakers in the finals. But it's like Sixers Celtics was really the finals for it.
The Lakers could beat them, but
Yeah.
we all knew that Philly was winning it.
And if it was 0-2, then that means that somebody got cheated yesterday, and I don't think that's what happened. I think
Somebody did get
Oh,
cheated.
that definitely did happen.
Well,
Argentina might cheat against England, but Spain just dominated France. Yeah,
Right.
just dominated.
Good job, yo. They got straight
All right.
job.
All right, y'all. Well, that's the preview of the World Cup, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in, check out some good football. But we're here to talk some hoops, man. We got a good show in store for y'all. We're going to talk about some NBA teams that drove their fans crazy. Now, I'm not talking about the bottom of the barrel teams. I'm not talking about teams where, fans knew we have no chance. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about teams like Dallas, who some of us thought were going to be really good this year, but somehow ended up as a bottom of the barrel team. We're talking about teams that we thought had action. The Clippers, teams that we thought were going to be super dope and ended up being ass. Those are the teams we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about what went wrong. We'll talk about if they can turn it around this season and what they need to do to turn it around. We'll also talk about Team USA. They got some new assistant coaches, solid coaching staff. I believe. What do we got? We got JB Bickerstaff, we got Mark Few, and we got Mark Dagenhart. That will be assisting Eric Spoelstra. So that's a solid coaching staff. But to start it off, we're going to talk about the Summer League. Let's do that, y'all. Let's get into some Summer League talk. What have we been seeing so far? Apparently, AJ DeBonsa has been shut down. How do we feel about that? And Mars, I think you made a comment in the group chat, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was online. I can't remember. I don't know. But you said that you were like happy to see that Cam Boozer and Caleb Wilson were like playing back-to-backs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I said that on Twitter. Yeah, I said that
on Twitter. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all shambled up to me. I don't really know. But
yeah,
so,
I think that's pretty cool. That because they were both on back-to-backs and they both played. Obviously, I'm not diminishing like Duren and AJ for not playing or being shut down or whatever. Because at the end of the day, what their teams decide to do with them is their decision. But I do like that the Grizzlies and Bulls are both letting their rookies play. And I think Caleb said it in a post-game interview. It's like, we're going to have back-to-backs in the league. Like, why not like try and get some level of preparation? And I agree with that sentiment. Like, if it was up to me, outside of like when you draft Wemby, because like he's 7'7", like I understand the injury risk, all that stuff. But for the most part, I would be playing my rookies in summer league. I'd be playing them in the back-to-backs or whatever. Obviously, like if they're dealing with like knee soreness or something, I'm not playing them. But if they're good to go, I would play them. And I like that the Grizzlies and Bulls did that. Now, Cam didn't have a very good game yesterday, but once again, just seeing him in the back-to-back was good. I didn't actually watch much of the Bulls game. I know they beat the Wizards, but I don't really have many more thoughts on Caleb Wilson. Dalen Swain, someone who I like the pick. I love the pick. Man. I thought it was an amazing pick. 15, betting on his creation upside and all that stuff. They decided to run him at point guard in summer league. It has been nothing short of an abject failure. Like, it's absolutely egregious.
Disaster.
I don't think he's made a shot in the last 2 games. I think he's 0 for 16. Like it's been really, really bad. He looks timid out there. obviously the jump shot was a question when he got drafted. He hasn't answered any questions. Like there hasn't even been signs of life. You do like him as a driver, but once again, having him initiate offense, he's not even able to be at his best as a driver. It's been bad. Like it's been bad. I think Thiago Splitter spoke about he's playing with a lack of confidence, and you don't want to hear about a lack of confidence in July. Like you just don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So it's been bad for Dalen Swain. Once again, it's summer league. I'm not about to write off a person's whole career based off summer league, but there hasn't been any real signs of like promise from Dalen Swain, and that's someone who I did like as a draft pick for the Bulls. So that's definitely been disappointing. But yeah, Caleb Wilson is Caleb Wilson at this point.
If he can make some damn free throws, Mars, that would really help.
He made him yesterday. I think he went a solid 1 for 1. So he made his free throw. I think I've seen he's shooting 51, 48, 23 splits.
Garbage.
Trash. He's on track
Such
to
a
be the
summer
worst
league
free
stat.
throw shooter ever.
Yes, it is.
Your guy Toby Owaka had a double-double though.
You've seen him, Mars. He might. You know what? I might get a camp. I might get an invite to camp off that. I might get an invite. To camp
also
off that.
Noah Osenge's been benched.
He has, yeah. Thiago
He was
Splitter
that
said
lottery
that
pick last year, obviously.
he questioned his motor.
Thiago Splitter's been very critical of him. I agree with the criticisms, like in terms of what he's criticizing. I haven't liked what I've seen from Noah Osenge, but somewhat concerning that you're in summer league and your actual head coach of the actual roster is there coaching the team, and he's decided in summer league to bench you. I think that's concerning.
Well, well, think about this, Mars. So to your point, your actual head coach, Thiago Splitter is not in the Chicago Bulls front office as a head coach forever. Like he's trying to keep his job. And I think that Noah is in Vegas chilling. Like he came to Vegas to hang out. And Thiago Splitter, Coach Splitter is looking at him like, if this dude is going to be an integral part of what we're doing, playing like this, we're not going nowhere. So I'm going to clearly have to show him that in order for, very much like what Spo did with Khalil Ware, where he basically challenged him to be better. And if that means that I got to sit you on the bench, then you will sit your ass right there on the bench and be better. Caleb Wilson, I think the bucket getting is there. I think I spoke to you guys about how he reminds me a lot of Carter Bryant in terms of his motor. Like he doesn't really know where he's supposed to be and know what he's supposed to be doing, but he's there. And like I saw him get beat a couple of times late in games, and he got saved. And I think that he's got guys helping him defensively. And I mean, he's not going to have a lot of that help when he's with the Bulls this season. So that's going to be an issue. I do like this kid, however, with Philly. I think Philly has another McCain situation. I think that this kid could be very much like that. The problem that we're having is with him being that, like, is there a lot of time for him? Because Maxey leads the league in minutes. Let's be clear about that. Maxey doesn't come off the floor. VJ is in
come down this year.
Okay. Well, it should, right?
You
would hope so, but I can tell you who's not interested in that, and that's Maxey. Maxey wants to play. Maxey does not want to come off the floor. With that being said, VJ is in year 2. So with VJ being in year 2, he's got fresh legs. He does not want to come off. He does not want to come off the floor. And then you got Jaylen Brown. So I got three perimeter players.
Anthony Simons too.
Anthony Simons, who is also a bucket getter. So I got a bunch of I got somewhat of a log jam, and I think he's going to end up getting caught up in that, which is kind of unfortunate because I think that he could be a really good, if not rotation player. Like if he was in Toronto, he would be great for them. I would love him on that Toronto Raptors roster because I think that he would get significant run. I don't think he's better than Shed, but I think that he would push Shed for some more of those minutes. The way he takes care of the basketball, I think that that's huge. And I think that I'm in a minority with Swiper. I really like this kid, Brazil. I do. I like him. Yeah. Did I say his name right? Brazelli or Brazil?
Trevon Brazil, yeah.
I do like him.
I mean, he had 30 yesterday?
I'm like, the thing that doesn't blow me away with guys in the summer league is buckets don't blow me away because everybody is trying to score. What I'm looking for is other things. Like, do you know space that you're supposed to be in? Do you know how to shoot gaps? Do you know how to relocate? Do you know how to offensive rebound? Like, do you know how to do your job? Is the thing that I'm looking for when I'm looking at these. I don't care about you being able to shoot the pull-up three. I don't care about that. And the reason why I don't care about
But
that.
that's why Chill though. That's why Thiago Splitter being in the building is so important for the Bulls, because fundamentally what he's trying to do is change the culture, which is why he's like being outspoken, right, on some of these young kids. So when he sees things he doesn't like, it's very evident that he's trying to turn the wheel, and he did in Portland. Like Portland just didn't give him the deal that he wanted, but he was well received in the locker room. So he's trying to change some of that culture stuff, and it feels like Caleb Wilson as well is a part of that. Like to Mars's point with the comments, like he said he was disappointed that he didn't get to play against AJ and Duren as well. Like those are the types of comments where it is a guy that's bought into trying to change some of this culture stuff. So, man, Wilson, like Caleb, going back to Caleb, like he's been very impressive. For me, I see a lot of Andrew Wiggins in his game sometimes as well. I think just
heard that before. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
I see a little bit. I see a little bit. I did some defensive breakdown film on him. Just the raw gifts. Like to your point, Jill, he's still learning the game too. There's a lot of mistakes, but there's just a lot of the raw athleticism can make up for some of the mistakes he's making out there with his recovery, with his length. So very impressive. I like the Mikal Brown Jr. and Darius Acuff matchup yesterday in Summer League as well. I thought that was really interesting, seeing sort of two versions of this guard of a cluster of these guards coming into the league, and how those contrasting styles look on the floor. So there was a lot of good basketball yesterday, actually. Like Yaxel looked good as well. The Lakers game was good. Like I thought Carr and Wagler was a good matchup yesterday as well. So there's been some good hoops, and we got our Detroit guy here as well. So, man, what do you reckon, Manny, about how they're looking as well, and some of the young guys they got over there?
Yeah. Before I answer your question, I wanted to jump in on the Bulls convo that you guys were just talking about. I think the Bulls are in a much better situation. It was a couple months ago during the regular season, we was talking about the Bulls, and I was fed up with the Bulls. I'm like, they need to just blow everything up, get rid of GM, get rid of coach. And people they were saying like, nah, coach ain't the problem, because they want to stay in that mediocre threshold, which is cool. But now they're at a point where they're finally able to start moving upward instead of standing that middle ground. I feel like with the young core that they have between Buzelis and now Caleb Wilson, like I think they're now going to be on an upward trajectory. I don't know how fast that ship is going to take off, but ultimately there's some building blocks for them to start playing around with and start moving forward. So I like their situation too. And then you brought up you said he was like Aaron Wiggins or Andrew Wiggins. Mm-hmm. I can see it just a little bit. Somebody else I can think of too. And I don't want it this is going to sound a little crazy, but I think from an athleticism standpoint, it gives me like Kevin Garnett vibes, like very lanky, obviously tall forward, can move very quick, got a lot of potential to have some skill behind his athletic ability. But as of right now, just like pure athleticism and what I can see him do in terms of making these crazy dunks kind of remind me of a Kevin Garnett type of vibe. So I'm excited to see what he turned into. I mean, obviously, still summer league, so I try not to get too excited about that, but he is somebody like I'm interested in and seeing how he'll mesh with the rest of the Bulls roster and everything with them. So ultimately, to answer your question though, going back to the Pistons, their route, I like Okori, and he's the main focus that I've been paying attention to. And to be completely honest, I haven't watched a lot of Summer League, watched a couple of games, watched some clips, watched the recaps and stuff like that. But I haven't been watching like a regular season or anything like that, to be 100% honest. So it's very fair that I might have missed some stuff from him. But what I have noticed with Okori is he just picks his spots very nicely. Like I don't see a lot of forced basketball. And a lot of times what I feel like happens with young guys is like the motor doesn't have any other gears. It's just gear 5 and they're just going and going and going. They don't know how to shift gears, slow it down for a sec, move it forward, swing the rock, cut. Like they don't know how to do just some of the small things that's going to make everybody on the floor better. And I know Okori hasn't given us, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he's given us any like crazy stat performances yet, but I don't think that's really important, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like as long as his spacing is fine, he's understanding like where everybody else is on the floor when he's about to ISO, or if he's going to penetrate to the hoop and kick it out. I feel like those are more important things because they'll translate a little bit better when we get to the regular season and you're on the floor with other guys who can score just as good as you?
I may be in the minority, and this might sound crazy to y'all. I think Okori better than Jenkins.
Yeah, that sounds crazy to me right now. Just because of what Jenkins did last season.
I see what you was looking at, but I'm like, the thing that I love about him the most of all the stuff that he does, I love the fact that he takes care of the basketball. Like, he's a smart basketball player. Yes, Jenkins. I love the fact that he takes care of the basketball. Russ told us years ago about Pat Bev that Pat Bev is just the energy guy who just be running around. I really feel like Jenkins kind of tricked us a lot with his energy.
Oh my God.
I do. I feel like Dennis Jenkins tricked us a lot with his energy and the stuff that he does.
Was it the playoff stuff, or was it like?
Yeah, that's what it for me. That's what it was. Like the regular season stuff. I think that it works in the regular season because you can't really prepare for that in the regular season. When I got Toronto tonight, and then I got Cleveland in 2 nights, and then I got Minnesota the next night after that. I think it's a little bit difficult, but when we slow the season down, where I can focus solely on you and what you do, I think that Dennis Jenkins is more energy than his skill, and I think that I think that a lot of his skill set translates to postseason basketball moving forward.
Chill, by that logic, how are we feeling about Jalen Duren right now? And do they need to be looking for a replacement for him, or should they be giving him all this money?
I think that they're doing a good job in being patient, to be honest with you. What they're not doing is they're not jumping the gun. They're not allowing him to make a decision based on what's going on right now in free agency. First of all, we hold all the cards. You're a restricted free agent. You got 2 choices. Choice number one, don't play, and then he's going to lose bread. Choice number 2, come back and play. You can go out there and find out what your worth is. Go out there and find out what your worth is, and then we can decide whether or not we like you at 175 or 190. We can decide if we want to do that. We know for a fact we don't like you at 287.
Forget the money, then chill. But what like, cause how you saying about Dennis? Like the regular season as opposed to the postseason is so those sentiments, not even necessarily the money. I should have kept that out of it, but those sentiments as far as like what he's doing in the regular as opposed to the post. Yeah, how are you feeling the same way about those 2 guys?
I am
different.
Go ahead, Joe.
Really quickly, Manny. I am with Jalen Duren because they raised him, and I think I've mentioned this to you in the past that how much better he's gotten. As bad as he was in the playoffs, he was so much worse years ago. And the improvements that he's made up until this point, like Dennis Jenkins just got with y'all, right? So in terms of raising Dennis Jenkins and raising Okori, I think the skill set with Okori is much better. He's 19 years old, and the stuff that he can do and he can improve on, I think the upside is way better in my estimation watching him than Dennis Jenkins. Way better.
Yeah, I also think the need for, the need for what the team needs right now is a little more focused on what Okori can do and what he can produce as. Like with Duren, there's not much, especially since they just traded away Stu. Like it's not much competition for Duren to go out there and perform. Whereas like Jenkins, his minutes might be on the table if Okori comes out and he's hooping. Like Jenkins might see himself back on the bench and not really getting as much floor time. If Okori come out there and he's really giving buckets, he's really helping the team out, dishing the rock, throwing a lot, like all the things we kind of see Cade doing away. If he come out there and he's doing that, then Jenkins' minutes is kind of going to be on the table. Like he might not see the floor as much as he did. Whereas Duren, he can go on a stretch of 15 games playing bad, but Pistons ain't got no choice but to continue to throw him on the floor. They can swap Paul Reed at times, but it's like you gonna ultimately need to give Duren the minutes. Like he's gonna have to play in the game. Like it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But with Okori, it kind of makes that situation with Jenkins a little more unique.
Sure, and I
think it's hard because Okori is like a guy to me who I wish he was like 3-4 years in, because I think that the Pistons timeline sort of feels a little bit more advanced than the stage he's in. I don't know about you guys, but like with rookies, if Okori was to have the season that like Jenkins had last year, I think it'd be like a massive success. But to rely on someone like him in potential playoff setting, I think it's probably going to be too much. It's probably going to be too big of a jump for him. But I think you're right, Manny, in terms of like the skill set is one that I think the Pistons will try and groom and get next to Cade and develop because they need that, but it's probably a little bit too early. So I think that when it's hard when you're on a team that has like contending aspirations because you're a young guy, you don't want to be out there making mistakes. I actually think he's going to spend some time in the G, just get his reps up, get shots up. I think he will see the rotation naturally as you do it during the regular season because it's so long. But he's so young, man. Like he's so young, you can see the skill set there. There's a maturation process that comes along with it. But time will tell, man. A few injuries, you never know. It could be there could be an opening there to see some real genuine minutes in
one of the biggest issues that they had in Detroit was that secondary ball handler. That was supposed to be Ivy until he went the other way. So now that leaves us. I mean, as hard as I am on Jenkins, he was really a heaven sent because outside of Jenkins, like who is your other ball handler?
Had nobody.
Because it wasn't Thompson, and it damn sure wasn't Holland, right? Who are guys who I've been really critical of that I think that they need to improve. And I feel like the Pistons with getting Okori, smart guy from Stanford, takes care of the basketball. I think that he fills a slot that you guys didn't have, and I think that he pushes Jenkins for those minutes. And very much like what's going on with Darren Peterson, and in terms of his poise, this guy is really poised too. And I like his shot selection. I like the fact that he doesn't overextend himself. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2". So he's not a huge guard, but that doesn't really bother me that much because I think that with him just being able to supplement minutes, he's not going to be out there for 30, 40 minutes or anything like that. He's just going to be out there for a couple of minutes to supplement. And I think he could really help.
I've been seeing stuff a lot just with the Pistons and some theories that people have of like, trying to get Cade more ball handlers and just trying to get the team more secondary ball handlers. It was something I seen where they were saying, what if the Pistons are trying to push Cade to play the two? Like have Cade more so play the two, bring in another guard where Cade can play off ball. Obviously, if he want to bring the ball up, he can still do that. But that way he's doing a lot of his work from the two, where he's getting to the corner, getting to the elbow, scoring in the post and things like that. Just still taking advantage of his size, but just playing from the two instead of bringing the ball up court every single time. And I wasn't really upset about that idea. I'm still a little uncomfortable with the conversation, but I'm not like, it's not the worst idea in the world to me, especially if whoever's going to be the one on the floor that's moving Cade to the two can still take care of the ball and pick their spots. Like I think it just has to be the right person for me to feel comfortable if Cade is going to slide down to the two at times.
To me, it's I've been a fan of what they've actually done around Cade a little bit this offseason. I like the Isaiah Joe signing. I like bringing in John Collins, actually, who I think can push Duren and potentially see some of those double big lineups because Collins improved his outside jump shot. I like the Torian Prince addition. He's just been a solid guy throughout his career, someone you can rely on to make shots. But I still think that they need someone next to Cade. I'm not really a fan, Manny, of taking the ball out of your best player's hands a lot of the time. I just think Cade is such a unique big point guard. He's like you said that. He's got so many gifts. He's just I like guys as like a release valve. I like guys that can take reps off someone, but I don't know if I want to change my infrastructure to a place where Cade's playing off the ball. Number one, I don't know if he spaces the floor well enough yet to be someone that can.
He's gotten better though.
That can really damage.
I agree with you. He helps space the floor from the one because it's like, if you don't pay attention to him for a second and now he's right by you or he's over in the corner, like it's a threat, of course. But when you like having him constantly stay on the wing from the perimeter, then it is a little different. So I agree with you. And this is why I say I go back and forth, man.
He's just too good with the ball in his hands. He's too good of a decision maker. He just has that naturally. I think it's more, we just need to bring in someone that's complementary to him. And you know what it is? I think it's like a true combo guard. Like I think you need a true combo guard, a guy that can do a little bit of scoring, can do a little bit of ball handling, doesn't kill you defensively. I think with Okori, again, there's going to be some of that like just size concerns. Same with Jenkins, there's some of that size concerns, even though he's actually not as small as people think he is. But like, I just think there's a specific type of player that exists out there that the Pistons are just maybe one or two pieces away from really, really being like, okay, this is the team to beat in the East. But I do like what they've done. I can't lie around that.
My issue, the divide with me, Damian, is like we've seen teams with ball dominant guys. I love the ball in James Harden's hands, but it obviously doesn't equate to winning because that's not a difficult guy to guard in terms of playoff basketball. What I mean when I say that is that when this guy has the ball in his hands as much as he has the ball in his hands, not running action or him having the ball in his hands as a result of coming off a screen or coming off a slip or something like that. No, it's him with the ball in front of the defense. Like that's not that difficult to guard. I think the same logic applies to Cade, where Cade's got the ball in his hands that much. We're loading up on him. Cade has shown this postseason to me, not just this postseason, but even this season particularly, he's shown to me that, I can make open shots when I'm off the basketball. I can do that. He couldn't do that last year. In fact, he was one of the worst in the league. Like he's shown me that he can play off the ball. So if I can play off the ball momentarily, like if I can give him a break, even when he's on the floor where he doesn't have that much responsibility, I think that puts even more pressure on the defense when he's not on the basketball. And I got a guy on the ball who can do other things, plus get Cade involved in the game.
Yeah, we've seen that.
And there's a misconception as well, Chill, around like people think that playing off the ball means I'm standing in the corner. Like playing off the ball doesn't mean that. It just means that you can be just more of a play finisher. Like a good example of that is like Jalen Brunson is a guy who he does sometimes, but he doesn't always dominate the ball. Like he'll give it up and get it back. He'll make sure the ball goes through Cat and then he can get it for a DHO or something like that. Like there's different ways to mix it up. And I think Cade definitely has that in his locker. I just think the shooting, the volume of shot making from the outside would need to increase for it to really, even for me to think about it, because I think he's too much of a good decision maker with the ball in his hands.
One of the main reasons why the Knicks were able to turn it around this year was because they changed the offense. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Jalen Brunson did have a high usage rate, but with that being said, they still used Cat as a hub, even if it was Jalen getting off the ball and getting it back quick, even if it was Jalen playing off the ball, Cat faking it to him, getting downhill, getting to the rim, or Jalen getting off the ball and Cat with a quick stop and pop. Like that's stuff that puts so much pressure on the defense because in addition to me having to worry about him with the ball in his hands, playing pick and pop, playing pick and dive, playing one-on-one, which he thrives in. We already saw that in the playoffs. Now, if I got a guy who can get off the basketball and operate without the ball, because Damian, how many times, man, you've seen this before too. How many guys have we seen in the league who can't play without the ball? There's plenty of guys in the league that just they need the ball in their hands in order to play. If they don't have the ball in their hands, they're not nearly as effective, right? So if I say that to say a guy like Cade, I think that's going to make him even more viable as a bucket getter, as an offensive rebounder, as all of these things in his game. I just think that makes him even more effective when he's able to play off the ball like that.
Yeah, and Chill, this is what frustrates me so much about the whole Duren situation, because obviously from reports and stuff that we've seen, I hate to bring it back to money, but like he was asking for all this money, but it's like you're not giving us what Cat can give to the Knicks. Like you're not giving us that just yet. Like, and I think he can grow into that. I think he can expand his game and become something near that to be another outlet. But as of right now, you can't throw the ball to Duren and tell him, go get me a bucket.
Well, see, that's the difference, though, Manny. Am I asking him to be that, or am I asking him to expand on the skill set that we've tried to nurture and improve? Am I asking him to expand on knocking down that mid-range jump shot? Am I asking him to expand on being a better? He doesn't have the skills that Cat has, so I'm not even putting him in that category. What I am asking him to do is when he's got the big kid Mars from Orlando, went to Duke. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Wendell Carter.
Wendell Carter, that's him. Yeah. If I got Wendell Carter faced up 17 feet away from the basket, I should be able to jab and get him off me and knock down a 17-footer. I should be able to do that. And if he's crowding me, I should be able, because his skill set has expanded, I should be able to, if I get off the peel, I should be able, especially as strong and as big, as strong as he is, I should be able to clear space in the paint when I get off the ball and dive to the box and ask for the basketball. I should be able to do that. But he hasn't been able to do that. He hasn't been able to do that in the postseason. He has been able to do it in certain situations plenty of situations throughout the course of the regular season. And I'm just asking him to expand on the skill set that he already has. I'm not asking him to be anything more than what he already is. And I think that Jalen Duren can be I think Jalen Duren can be a respectable mid-range jump shooter. I think he
sure.
can be a guy who can get to the rim and finish around the rim. I think he's an elite rebounder. I don't think he's a good rebounder. I think he's an elite rebounder. I think he can be respectable on defense. And this is what we're building our unit around, as opposed to I'm trying to turn him into, I don't know, Cat or Victor Wembanyama. No, because he's not that good.
But see, that's where I have an issue. I want him to develop too, but for 40 M's a year, you don't get 40 M's a year if you're a one-dimensional player. I'm sorry, I just can't give you that bag right now. Like when you become more effective on most. You said what?
Could you afford to let him go though? I think that's the issue.
No, you can't afford to let him go, but other teams can only offer him up to 177. So,
but Manny,
like,
what if
you brought up earlier, Chill? Either you're gonna play with or you're gonna play with us, or you're not gonna play at all. Like I think it comes to that, and it's like I'm not giving you more than what other teams can offer you. I'm maxing out right there. That's it, because you're still a one-dimensional player, and we can hopefully extend you down the past, like or down the future. And once you start to develop even more and more, we want to keep you here. But I'm not giving you 40. That's like Giannis money, man. I'm not giving you 40 M's.
For like 45 million. And he's
like, I'm not giving you 40 M's, man. I can't do it.
Would you be more comfortable with him if he was better at the stuff that he was struggling with? Like, let's not, I ain't talking about him. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is the point that I'm making, Moss, because he talked about the money, right? Because this is what he talked about the money. And I think Manny wants him, in terms of the money, I think he wants him to be more of this guy.
I need more of the mid-range.
Yeah, that's what these guys are. But if I'm a better mid-range jump shooter, like I'm not throwing the ball between my legs and throwing the ball over my shoulder and passing like that, because I'm not that nice. Even if I do expand my game and become better, I'm not that good. But you know what I am good at? I'm good at cleaning glass. I'm a damn good glass cleaner, and that's gonna matter in the playoffs, right? Didn't he have a 15-15 game against Orlando, and y'all ended up winning that game? Like that's a big deal to me. Like, I'm not paying attention that much to the guy throwing the ball between his legs and throwing the ball behind his head and knocking down the long ball. I don't work in that department. I don't. I bet we got people for that, right? I work in the dirty work department, but I can also get you buckets. And I think that that's ridiculously valuable, right? So to say that a guy like Jalen Duren, like to your point with the 40 M's, would it make you more comfortable, even if he was limited? Like not one-dimensional, but limited. Would it make you more comfortable if he was just better at the stuff that he's already improved on?
I can live with that. Yeah, I can live with that. If you're consistently giving me them 15 and 15 type of games, especially postseason when it matters most, because he disappeared most of the postseason, only showed up like 2 games. And it happens to players. So I get it. I don't want to crucify him for that. But like it happens to young players. And I get that. But if he's consistently giving us that, and it's like without a doubt gonna be there, and you give me give me a KG midi too lethal. Give me something. Give me a midi. Give me a confident mid-range jump shot, like a confident one, where it's like you pulling up confident. It ain't no silly. Oh, that looked very weird that you threw that up from the free throw line. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, give me something that's confident and just even 35% from mid-range, just 35, something around there where
we can't just leave you wide open. Like,
somebody got to close out.
You wide open, right?
Yeah, just
they're paying him but they're paying him for also potential here, right? Like, he doesn't turn 23, I think, until end of the year, close to end of the year. So it would be a different conversation, I think, if he's 28, 29. Some of this is we expect him to grow into this, and that 40 million doesn't look as bad when the salary cap increases in a few years' time. Maybe he's on par with some of these other premier bigs because he has grown into that. I think that's some of the thinking here as well. But Detroit's in a bidding war against themselves, so they don't need to rush with this. The number they'll land on, I think, will be something they're comfortable with. But he's going to get paid either way. But I don't think they can afford to lose him either.
Damn, isn't it easier to pay a guy for potential? Like, mind you, I'm high on the regular season. So for those reasons, the regular season, what Jalen Duren did is why, if I'm Detroit, I'm not letting you go. Right? Like, you're not walking. Let's make that clear. You're not walking.
Facts. I agree.
We are going to sit down and work this out. We might be in this conference room for 5 to 10 days. We're going to work this out.
Please.
You are not leaving here just walking away, okay?
No.
But I am not giving you $240, $230 million, whatever. Like,
However,
those two things aren't going to happen because the potential, what you're saying, Damien, like I'm okay with paying for potential, but you gotta show me that you're not gonna fold under pressure. Like I don't, and mind you, I don't know exactly what happened in the playoffs. You know, all we saw was what happened on the hardwood though. And so based on that, I'm paying for potential, and I'm like, are you the type of player that folds in the playoffs? Because those people exist. Mm-hmm. Or was it just a slump? Did it just happen to be your time to slump? Terrible timing. You know what I'm saying? So I could pay you for potential, but you had to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like you did this to yourself. I don't know exactly what I'm getting. So for those reasons, we have to come to an understanding. But I've seen what you're capable of because you had a hell of a regular season. So we have to work this out some way, somehow.
But I think it's a good point because I was okay with, we understand that there's some series where guys are just taken out of the series. It's just not your series. The matchup's bad, whatever the case may be, right? To me, it got concerning when it continued in the Cavs series. That's when I was like, Ox, is this a him thing at the end of the year? Is this it can't be, maybe it is a matchup thing again, but again, we were relying on you to bring the physicality. That's the one thing we thought you would bring against the Cleveland front court, who the world thought were pretty soft. And we couldn't even rely on that, which was like, that's where it gets really interesting. So I think they are paying for what they think he could be. I think they don't want to overpay. And I think it's a different conversation if, again, like he's older. Like a few people in the chat brought up, like Sabonis is a good example, a guy that's 30, but the league viewed his contract as probably a little bit inflated because this is probably who he is, right? He's probably going to be a guy that's like a little bit of a hub, not a great hub, but, can score a little bit, can rebound the hell out of the ball, but this is who he is, right? Whereas Duren, we still don't know what that looks like. So a lot of guys are getting paid now for this upside, but if you get it wrong, Ox, it can put your franchise back.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on the cusp of like competing.
But see, that's the thing though, and that's where the divide with me and Detroit Pistons fans are, because on the one hand, you guys talked about it, he wasn't good in the playoffs. Okay, he wasn't good last year in the playoffs neither, right?
It was pretty
bad. So against the Knicks, he wasn't good then. So now I'm asking myself, all right, the Detroit Pistons, they turned him into an all-pro. With his help, of course. I mean, he put the work in also. But, they laid down the blueprint and helped turn him into an all-pro, helped turn him into an all-star. But then I see him in the postseason, which I think is a mental thing. So I'm thinking to myself, is this who he really is? Or do I need to give him more time? Because I made that mistake with James Harden. I did. I made that mistake with James Harden early on in his career, where I saw him in the NBA championship, and I'm thinking, he's just young. So, no, don't worry about it. Only to find out that this is really who he is. So I'm kind of torn. This is where the divide is with me and Detroit Pistons fans. I'm not interested in just letting them, to Ox's point, I'm not interested in letting them walk out the front door. Like Ox said, we will sit at this table for a week. We will sit at this table for 2 weeks. We're going to get this thing worked out because you're not just walking out the front door. I'm not trying to hear that. But I got to get to some sort of median where we get to a point where you're at least respectable in the postseason, because we can't have you this in the postseason and then do this. We're not going anywhere. That's
this is another issue, because this takes me back to Monday. Are we not supposed to, us five up here, are we not supposed to advocate that Jalen Duren is supposed to demand every dollar he's eligible for?
100%.
And that the Detroit Pistons are supposed to pay him every dollar he's eligible for, and then they have to work it out. Like we're supposed to be putting the burden on the franchise, right? That's what I was told on Monday. So is it fair for us to even have this conversation? Are we supposed? Well, no, he's eligible for that. He has to have it, or else we're capping for billionaires. Because we're supposed to advocate that they have to give him every single dollar he's eligible for, and then they have to work it out.
Okay.
They have to. It's the burden is on them to build this team. That's what we're supposed to be doing, right?
And
Conversation. So I'm gonna just say I don't agree, but I missed the conversation, so I don't know the full context of it.
so to answer your question, Ox, there's a difference between what you're eligible for and what you've earned. Those two things are not the same thing. He is eligible for because he's put the time in and he's been on the Detroit Pistons. He is eligible for a rookie max contract.
And
It doesn't mean that I have to.
NBA team.
He did, and
It's like
he
230 something.
and he did make.
Well, chill. Not only that. Jalen Duren is responsible as well for the Pistons getting that number 1 seed. Mind you, Cade Cunningham might be the best player. Jalen Duren was there there with him. Jalen Duren is responsible, just like Cade Cunningham, for the influx of economy going through the Detroit area.
Sure.
Okay,
Right.
hear me out. No, hear me
You
out.
know what I'm saying? Like people aren't only
It
coming
was
to
the
see
best.
Cade
It might have been the
Cunningham.
best 1-2 punch like in the pick and roll in the league, maybe last
They-
year. him and Cade.
Oh,
They
shit, hold on,
thrive.
my
They
bad.
thrive. But hear me out. Hear me out. You give Cade another big that can jump and dunk, they make the All-Star team. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
High flying
Jump
dude.
up.
You give Cade another guy who can just grab alley oops out there and dunk, they make the All-Star team.
That's like saying if you give Jalen Duren another guy that can penetrate the defense and penetrate the defense, score and play defense.
Possibly.
You know
But I
what I'm
feel like
saying?
it's
well,
harder to
that's
find
a
another
hard- that's
Cade
a
than it
hard
is to find another big that can jump and grab a ooh.
I don't understand what this has to do with Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren did.
Feel like-
but
You know?
Feel like
that's fine.
Duren need, and that sounds silly, so I don't even want to say it like that. But if Duren is on his own team, he's not going to be as effective. We're not going to remember Duren in the same way we remembered him these past 2 seasons if he's on a separate team away from Cade Cunningham. But if Cade is on a different team without Jalen Duren, Cade will still be Cade Cunningham. He will still be a guy we look at and marvel over because we're like, this dude is great. But with Duren,
The Pistons
confidently that
the Pistons played well without Cade Cunningham.
this is true. This is true, and it was a stretch of
You
games.
think
But
They played well when Cade Cunningham's lung deflated.
they
the
did,
Pistons-
and it caught
the-
us
the
all by
Pistons played well.
surprise, though. You
That's not the point. The point isn't whether or not you were surprised, man. The point is whether or not were they winning games without Cade Cunningham.
They were, and
Good point.
thankfully, it was because of Duren. A lot of that was because of Duren, and I agree with that. But I'm just saying, if I'm talking 40 M's, I'm nah, man. I need a little bit more from you. I need a little bit more.
I want to be clear. If I was in charge of the bread over there, I'm not giving you $40 million.
Yeah, I can't give you 40 mil and then your backup come in with half of the minutes that you played and put up the same stats. Like,
Well,
I can't live with that, man.
That's a big issue right there. I think that's one of the biggest issues with the whole CBA thing. It's not so much that we have to, worry about guys taking pay cuts. It's the fact that the guys like that, if we're going based on production, I'm talking about production per dollar. These dudes that are making $8 million, $9 million are way more valuable than these dudes that are making.
That's so not fair though, and the reason why that's not fair is because
you can't tell me
Paul Reed
you
was
can't tell
finishing
you
games for them in
you
the
can't
playoffs.
tell
That's
me
crazy.
that
Paul Reed was
per dollar
man.
you can't tell me that per dollar. I'm talking per dollar right now. Chill. Peyton Pritchard isn't more valuable than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Per dollar. I'm just talking about per dollar.
to your point, Peyton Pritchard, for the bread that he making for $7 million, you actually getting a steal. I'm not.
These dudes is
I'm
getting
not
fat.
arguing
While
that.
these dudes is
I'm-
getting
I'm-
fat while they
I'm-
starve.
I'm-
You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with you, man. I think he might be on that.
That's the bigger issue
But
too. That these dudes are getting squeezed and then got to go out there and play 27 minutes and still got to give you 18 points every. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Only
go
accept
off
that
for a
that's-
30
only
piece,
accept that that's not
play
what's going on.
defense. How is that not what's going on?
Only except that's not what's going on because Paul Reed. So be clear, I think, and you guys can fact check me on this. I think Paul Reed had 25 DMPs this year. 25 of them he didn't play, but he got busy.
That's JB Bickerstaff
That's
part.
right.
No, that was
But he got busy during a playoff series. To Mars's point, where I get busy for a 4 or 5 game series, right? Meanwhile, we got the number 1 seed. You know why we got the number 1 seed? Because our 5-man is an All-Pro, and our 5-man played 65 plus games and got us here. Yes, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not get busy in the playoffs. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to have a guy who gives me 4 or 5 games of getting busy when throughout the course of the regular season he was less than average. I'm not saying he was less than average, and my All-Pro got us here, and then he did not get busy. And now I'm going to say, well, this guy might be dollar for dollar more valuable than you. Jason Tatum is one of the main reasons why the Boston Celtics are on TV. That's one of the main reasons why the Boston Celtics make what they make in terms of revenue, because Jason Tatum is playing 74 games, 75 games. I'm not arguing the fact that Peyton Pritchard is awesome, and for $8 million, you basically, for $8 million, you're getting a 22 or a 23 Bentley with like 25,000 miles on it. I ain't arguing that point, but I can tell you what you got over here. You got a Rolls Royce, and this Rolls Royce is worth every dollar. Every dollar that you have, this Rolls Royce is definitely worth that. So I'm kind of torn with the Jalen Duren stuff, but I know one thing is a fact. And I've said this to you before, real talk, we ain't breaking up. We might be having some problems. We are not breaking up, though.
I agree with that. No.
Yeah, it's not the example that Ox is even trying to put out here right now is, Ox, I'm not calling you one, but like I'm not calling you one, but like between you and some people in the chat, there's this new like phrase, Damien, where it's like, oh, two birds, looking at each other, talking to each other, saying exactly.
Could you be specific on what you disagree with that I said? I'm just
the production per
that's not a big deal. That's nothing. That's not a big deal.
I know. But I'm saying, like, yeah, some of them $8-9 million players, niggas, they are your Toyota Camry. You know what I'm saying? But to Bill's point,
I'm telling you,
with 186,000 miles on it, real talk.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you there to do.
Them Toyota Corolla, Camrys, and Avalons, boy, that's a steal.
I know, but
I'm not saying that
they can't do what I got my Rolls Royce to do though. Like they don't do that.
Right? No, absolutely not. I do understand that. Like I obviously I know that. I'm just saying like that we have to find some type of middle ground with this contract situation, because I do feel like a lot of these players are severely undervalued. Guys like Peyton Pritchard. I know Denny Avia and Austin Reeves, dudes like that. Theirs is going to be rectified. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get their issue right. But I think there are a lot of guys in the NBA that are in the locker room with other dudes in the NBA, and they're like, this nigga really make 30 times more than me.
Yep.
And I just went out there.
And it's like that shit. It's insane because he's nowhere near 30 times better than me. You know what I'm saying? And I understand there's a lot more that goes into how much you make. I understand that somebody fills the seats, and but also you got to also think about it from my point of view too. I'm a guy that really, really values role players. I really, really value that 7th, 8th, 9th guy on the bench. So I'm looking at it that way too. So, but it's not no big deal.
We ain't winning without them dudes. We're not winning without them dudes. We need them dudes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not trying to harp on that. I understand how the value works. I 100% I do.
The best example that I've ever heard was Phil Jackson. Like, everybody can't play the piano. We got to get this piano up to the 15th floor. Who's going to carry it up there, right? So we got a bunch of we got a bunch of piano players. Who's moving the piano? And that's to your point, Ox. Who's that guy in the huddle that's telling Manny, you score the rest of the points. I'll deal with 24. I got him. Mm-hmm. I'll deal with. We ain't winning without him. We're not. But I'm definitely, to Real Talk's point, I'm not going to disregard my Bentley though. No. That's the reason why I'm back.
Is that what Ray Allen was saying too? I'll deal with 24.
He wasn't saying that, but
Paul,
was saying that. Tony Allen was saying that. Tony Allen said, "You score the rest of the points. I'll deal with 24."
Real talk. Was that Paul? Was that Paul Pierce saying, "Hey, don't worry about it. 24 can't hold me. Yeah, y'all do your thing. I got this."
I mean, damn, it's a whole bomb squad over there. You know what I'm saying?
Just making sure we clear real talk. It wasn't a bunch of okay players over there.
Was that Paul Pierce? Was that Paul Pierce doing? Hey, watch out.
I just want to make sure we clear.
I got
real
this.
talk.
That's
Real
24.
talk
I
said
got this. Watch
himself.
out, bro. Watch out.
It was not a bunch of okay players over there. They had a bomb squad over there. So we clear.
Man, y'all try to act like those like that 09, like that stint of Lakers. Y'all devalue them dudes so much. Like them, those dudes were nasty. That was
No, the Lakers were good.
Team.
They had a good
That was
team.
good.
They
Wow.
weren't the 08 Celtics.
Yeah, they won.
They had
And real talk, and y'all got lucky too. Y'all got lucky.
Matter of fact, I will go ahead and say that
the
08
Lakers
Laker
did blow
team
like a
that made the
25-point lead in that series.
24-point lead in game 4.
That is-
They had a
that
Yeah,
is-
exactly. They could have won if they didn't blow a 25-point lead.
That
true,
shows you how
Mark.
much
This is
better the
true.
Celtics were, though. That's to me. That's what that says.
Oh, that's the cope you gonna run with?
Yep. That's not cool. That's a fact.
That's for
The
sure.
08 Lakers was not that good. Like
This man out here blitzing Wemby for blowing a 30-point.
That's all right.
Let the 08 Lakers do it. Nah, they were just Celtics just a better team.
You know how
I picked the Knicks.
People
so,
just
I
leave
mean,
that in the past, boys.
And
I
you
thought
still
the Knicks-
blitzed.
I thought the Knicks were the better team.
And you still blitzed Wemby for blowing a 30-point lead.
No, I didn't.
to this day, I just think to this day that the Laker franchise should be like
At
sending
least I don't remember.
Kevin Garnett and Kendrick Perkins little checks every once in a while. Like, thank you guys for your knees messing up so we could get those championships because y'all was about to.
If Kendrick Perkins doesn't get hurt in that game 7, I'm not sure that I'm not sure the Lakers beat the Celtics. If he
They
doesn't,
don't. But then in the year before that, 2009, if KG like
in 2010,
there is no
2010.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, but in
2010
09,
and 2009. In 2009,
They win it
KG got
again.
hurt.
I'm
Right.
on the
That's what
I'm on record saying that.
Celtics
Mark.
was about
I
to
think
3-P on their ass.
I think they win it again. I do. I think if KG doesn't get hurt, yeah, I think that they win it again.
That team really
But-
should have at least 2 championships, but stuff
For
like
them to have that roster and only win one.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
they
shout
were
out.
good.
The only reason they didn't win is because of injury.
It takes a lot of luck to win chips, man. It takes a lot of luck.
Speaking of squads, Ox, and since we're on the subject of the Lakers, did the Lakers get it right with this kid Carr? Because he
Real
looks
quick,
like
before we get into that though, I just want to talk to y'all about a place where you can get it right and you can get paid for getting it right. Here at Splash Sports, this is the place where we have the best DFS game in the world. A place where you're not playing against algorithms, you're not playing against computers, you're playing against non-ball knowers like Real Talk and Swiper. You're playing against guys where you can wake up in the middle of the night, put a couple picks in, boom. It's easy. You don't have to get them all right. If you go 4 for 6 and Swiper and Real Talk go 3 for 6, you get the bread. Now today, I got a couple little picks for you. Throw these in your bunch. Maybe Kayla McBride more than 2.5 3 points made. Kelsey Mitchell more than 20.5 points. Or you can go with Jude Bellingham more than 2.5 shots if you're going to be tuned in to the World Cup. That's Splash Sports. Make sure you use code CHOICE and get your bread, man. We'll see y'all in the morning circle. All right, let's get back to it. So, Chill was talking about Cam Carr. How do y'all feel about Cam Carr?
He's great. He's fantastic. He's going to get real minutes in the NBA his first year. I don't know the
you
last
guys,
time.
y'all are about to scapegoat the hell out of this kid.
We're not
I can
about to
see it.
scapegoat anybody.
I
First
can see it
game.
already.
First back end, get him out of here.
that's definitely gonna happen. But I like him as well. I like him.
He's going to get grace. He's a rookie. He's going to get grace.
For how long though? I feel
By
like
about
whole year.
February of
His
Dalton's
rookie year.
rookie year, you guys were sick of Dalton by about February.
Dalton was no longer an NBA player. So
that's crazy.
Cam Carr.
You see what happened? Rookie year, get grace. I give you a rookie. You
One
got
moment
no
he
grace.
was part of the exciting
No one
white.
got grace until about December.
I'm a league legend.
and then
Yeah,
everybody was
because he
like,
was
Dalton
then
sucks.
not an NBA player, so he needs to
Okay,
sit
so
down.
then don't tell me he's gonna get grace because he's a rookie. He's not.
Well, I'm expecting the reason why it's not a apples to apples comparison is because I'm expecting Cam Carr to show that even in his down moments, he's an NBA player. So like Dalton Connect isn't an NBA player.
Cam Carr gonna have like a 2-week stretch where he can't make a shot. I'm gonna see the grace.
Yeah.
Okay, is he gonna be as lost defensively as Dalton Connect?
Yes, he
No,
is.
he is. Absolutely not.
He's gonna have
Moss.
He's gonna have stretches where he looks terrible.
POA. That's what he's gonna be tasked with, and he's gonna be getting fried because
I think
that's something you didn't task Dalton.
Which one is worse?
He's gonna be getting fried. I'm missing shots. No, Dalton is a worse defender than Cam Carr. He's always going to. But
even if that's true,
going to get fried, so that's going to happen.
So which one is worse,
Yeah,
Miles? Me being lost on defense or getting cooked one-on-one?
Being lost.
Because
we don't trust you to guard no one, you're still messing us up. Like at that point, what are you even out here for? If I can't trust you to guard a matchup and then you're off the ball and still sabotaging my defense, what are you bringing? And then on offense, you also suck. Like Cam Carr at least is going to be trusted with assignments. Now, is he going to get fried by the league's best? Sure. Like he's once again 6'5", like 180. Like he's going to get fried on multiple occasions on a Lakers defense that I don't think is that great. Like that's going to happen. But at least the Lakers are at least entrusting him with responsibility. The Lakers entrusted Dalton with no defensive responsibility, and he still managed to underperform. Like that at that point. To Roto's point, you're not an NBA player at that point.
Oh my God, that's the type of stuff right there that'll make a coach want to get physical.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Put hands on you.
The problem is,
JJ Redick, I think, got sick of Dalton Connect. Like, there's many times where you'll see like clips circulating on social media where like they'll call a play and Dalton Connect is lost. Like he just doesn't know what's going on. Yeah. Like, and JJ Redick he'll be sick. And it's like, I can't blame you. Like, I'm trying to find minutes for you. And then the moment you go in, you're just messing up. It's like, not to mention, he was also like a 24-year-old rookie. So it's not like normal growing pains. Like right now, Dalton Connect is like 29. Like,
he better be happy he's not playing for Joe Mazzulla. Shit, Joe Mazzulla put them
things on you.
The problem is though, like,
Tigers.
Y'all seen Joe Mazzulla in that ring, boy? Joe, tenderize your midsection. Get the best of the real.
I think.
My bad though, Demi. What were you saying?
Like, no, I was gonna say the problem is like, I think he's gonna play by necessity. I think anyway. That's number one. Yep. I think number two is though, Laker fans though, when someone pops a little bit, I think they sometimes get overexcited because
it's Hollywood, Damien.
But now they're talking about chill. Like, should this be a guy that gets some like secondary ball handling responsibility? Should we be running like 8 plays for him a quarter? It's like,
here we go.
Like you have to scale down what you see in the summer league to like a realistic situation in the league because this is going to be a guy that is mostly standing in the corner, needs to hit open shots, needs to defend at the point of attack, but he's going to get minutes, real talk, because they just still lack a lot of that wing depth. And what he's shown in the summer league has been very promising. But again, he's still slender. He's still learning the defense. So he's not going to be the stopper that they want from day one. Again, man, it's a similar thing to like what I said before. I wish this was a Cameron Carr that maybe we're 3-4 years in with this Lakers team, rather than a rookie, because he could really be like one of those complimentary guys that like Luka thrives next to. But I think he's been a steal though. Like overall, I don't know how he fell that far. I had him a lot higher on my board, but he's been fantastic. Watching him and Wagley yesterday was really fun as well.
I also think he'll look good off of Luka too. You know, you play with Luka and you just understand basketball a little bit, you'll become that much better. So I think him just being on the floor with Luka at times will definitely just utilize his strengths of his game and ultimately help the team. But I am interested to see how he'll continue to develop all throughout the season.
I was complaining to you guys, real talk in particular, about this is why I had Houston beating the Lakers, because I thought they were going to run the Lakers out of the building because I thought that they had better athletes. I was wrong on that. With that being said, I think that Carr fills a need that they did not have. I think that he gives them an athlete that they didn't have. I do think that he makes them more athletic. And with Luka's passing ability and Luka's ability to get the ball up the floor, I think that he can give them that element that they didn't have. Now, Mars, I know that, he might need to, take a trip to Ruth Chris Steakhouse and have a couple of steaks and hit the weight room and put some pounds on. But to be slender like he is and to be a kid like he is and get up and down the floor, I think that can only help the Lakers' inability athletically to be better. I definitely think that he can do that.
I agree.
I'll be interested to see where that
I
is.
agree, Chad. That was one of my main complaints about the Lakers last year. I was like, where are the people that are like athletic? I don't know. It's like the NBA.
LeBron was your best athlete.
LeBron was our best athlete.
I do zero chance.
That's also why I would love the Kuminga deal if that can happen. I would. I don't know if it's still available at this point, but that's why I really wanted that to happen. I do think we've addressed some of that, like with the Cam Carr, even the Zaire Williams. Like I know he's not like a special player, but he's 6'10" and like a pro athlete. Walker Kessler is a really good athlete, especially for a guy that's 7'2", 7'3", moves very well. So I do think that we address some
relative
of that.
to his size, Mars. He ain't
Colin
talking about him
Sexton
running like a deer.
is
He's talking
fast.
about
Yeah,
quick.
Colin Sexton is fast and quick. That's a different element from a guard perspective that we kind of haven't had. I'm starting to get the idea of what Rob is trying to do. I do think this is going to be a good team, a good regular season team, probably a second round exit ceiling. But yeah, I do think he kind of addressed some of the athletic concerns in this particular offseason. Still not to the fullest extent because you re-signed Austin Reeves to $40-something million, but it is.
It's crazy to switch up, Manny, because this dude, Real Talk, was up here advocating that Austin Reeves was better than Zach LaVine. Last season, we was having that conversation.
He is.
Yes.
I mean,
both of them don't need to be.
Right.
Which you are, but when we was having that conversation,
on whether you like Austin Reeves or not. Depending.
I like Austin Reeves. I don't like Austin Reeves at $45 million.
You was here saying get Austin Reeves off my team like 7 times.
I do want a different guard. I want a different guard. I want a different guard archetype next to Luka. That's it.
Then you was also up here saying he's better than Jamal Murray last week. Like you just fluctuate. Like it's what it is.
Reeves is better.
I wouldn't want Jamal Murray next to Luka.
Who would you want?
I'm just saying you fluctuate on Austin Reeves. Like it is what it is. But
I think Austin Reeves is a really good guard. I think next to Luka Doncic.
Sometimes you don't think that. Sometimes you
ideal.
Y'all should have let him come to Detroit. You know that's where he was headed before the Lakers matched it.
I love him in Detroit. I was saying that earlier.
I
said that makes sense in Detroit. He's to me, he's maybe even worth the $40 million in Detroit.
But not in LA.
The contract to me is
because Cade plays defense.
Correct. Absolutely.
Hey, and the scrutiny on Austin Reeves now is going to go through the roof as well, by the way.
Let's go. Y'all about to treat him like Julius Randle. Y'all about to do him so dirty.
Which is terrible. Which is absolutely terrible.
Than Julius.
Don't let him go on a bad stretch. Don't let the Lakers have a bad month because he's going to be in those talks. You know which ones.
Well, Real Talk, when I see the Lakers, and we had this conversation last season, and I think that Rob addressed that need over the course of this summer, that was the first thing I'm thinking. I'm walking into practice. Okay, buckets, check. Shooting, gotcha. Rebounding, okay, these guys can do that. All right, where the dudes who run fast and jump high? Where them dudes at? I don't see none of them dudes in here. No, where them dudes at? Because we're going to get ran out the building. That's what's going to be our problem. Because Oklahoma City got
in the beginning of the season too, when we were like having that rough patch.
Yeah.
When the Rockets came to LA, beat the hell out of us. Why? Because they was just doing like that. They was rebounding the ball and we couldn't keep up. It was that simple.
Yes. Where the dudes
they got
run
this.
fast.
They got this crazy athlete though, Chill. Duren. I don't know if you guys have kept up, but he might be one of the best young athletes like in the league, to be honest with you. But he's just not ready to be a rotation guy. I don't think. I think he'd get.
Do you guys?
He has no off button, so he's. Yeah. But yeah, interesting prospect.
Now, where's he from?
I forget where he played.
Arkansas.
He went to
Arkansas.
Is that the big light skinned dude?
No.
Wait, who are we talking about? I thought it was my dude Thero.
Yeah,
Thero. He did go to
Isn't he like 6'10", something like that?
No, dude Thero like 6'5".
Yeah.
because Arkansas got a
He just
big dude
jumped out
on
the
their
gym.
crew. I thought that's what I thought he was talking about. I'm sorry, because they got a dude who like touching it. He like 6'10". He can touch the top of the box. You know, Calipari, he's notorious for having dudes like that on.
They had
on
Trevon
their
Brazil this year at Arkansas, the one in Denver. He's
Yeah.
6'10", and he's athletic.
Yeah,
That's
Yo, he's
what I'm
6'8".
talking about. Yeah.
He's 6. ESPN got him listed.
There's no way Dude Theroux is 6'8". Maybe he is.
got
There's
this
no
guy.
way.
He's 6'8". You know, they
Yeah.
be capping about that, though.
He's
It was-
6'6", maybe 6'7". He
Yeah.
is not 6'8". But I mean, so he just can't shoot the ball, and he doesn't have great touch. But like his athleticism is like through the roof. Definitely one of the best athletes in the league.
What I wanted to ask you guys, because we're on the subject of the summer league. I mean, I know that these GMs, they got ears. Let's be clear about that. They try to act like they don't pay attention. Do you think that they hear when a team like, for example, the Lakers, like, we need athletes? Like, does Rob not know that?
They got
But
it. They gotta know it,
I
man.
think it's more so like, does he believe that is what is missing from
That's
winning?
right, yeah.
Like, it has to be his philosophy. Maybe his
Sure.
philosophy is, hey, if we can be where we need to be positionally, defensively, and things of that nature, and we have enough skill on the court. That the Lakers have been the last few years a very skill-based team between Luka,
Sure.
Austin, and LeBron at this point as well. I know LeBron can get it going in transition and stuff, but very skill-based. And so to me, a lot of these skill-based teams are having more difficulty come playoff time. And so I do think if you are of the mindset that skill is enough in Big 2026, I think you need to start reading the room a little bit. I think that
But
was
Chill,
the same thing the Nuggets dealt with as well between Jokic and Murray.
But Chill, I also
Minnesota
reckon
had
that
better athletes than them. They
I
got
reckon-
rings
I
to
reckon-
build into.
I also think that Chill, like a lot of these GMs are sitting there thinking like, hey, I did a pretty good job here. Like, you know, you can talk yourself into, you know, things that you've done. They're probably a little biased as well with the teams they put together, but sometimes I think that's where sometimes it's helpful where you're not in it so much to have have like a bird's eye view of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So
The reason
I
why
can
I'm
always-
asking,
Well, I do want to jump in real quick, Damien, because that what you just said just kind of triggered something. I saw a super chat a moment ago that we received from What Up Logan, right? So What Up Logan says, "Morning, fellas. Shout out to the dumb Pelicans. Chill. When was the last time you saw a team lose 60 games and say, we have 15 untouchable players? Also, that DJ contract. I'm watching from the bath, by the way." Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, that's what's up, man. Y'all, hey, take a bath. That's cool.
Yeah,
Hey,
get
man,
it
get
clean.
clean.
Wash your funky ass.
Hey,
and-
cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yeah, wash your funky ass.
Facts.
I think the closest. What up,
Absolutely.
Logan? Though I think the closest thing to that was the Knicks for all of those years when we had the Langston and the what's the
Langston
kid?
Galloway.
Yeah, and the Nikakina. We had
Oh,
those
Ntilikina,
years.
yeah,
Yeah, when we had those years where the
yeah.
Knicks were trying to sell us that, yo, we're a playoff team and they're consistently losing 50 games a year. And, yo, we're making the playoffs next year. We're making a – no, you're not. You garbage. You're not. Stop trying to tell us that. No, you are not. You're terrible. But to your point, Damien, I'm thinking to myself, like, teams don't want to be fan-based. What I mean when I say fan-based, like, I don't want to be influenced by fans. Even though you are thinking this. So when the fans say something and you don't act on it because of your own ego, like, well, I'm not going to do this. Well, you know that they're right. Like, okay, we don't have athletes over here. But you know what? I ain't going to go get athletes. I'm going to go get skill guys because I'm going to prove you guys wrong. That's like shooting yourself in the foot. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If I recognize, if you're a fan, I'm not advocating that teams listen to fans. No, they pay you a lot of money to do your research and do your job. I can definitely get with that. But if there's things that are obvious, I don't think it's ridiculous to go, all right, we need athletes. Yes, we do. We need athletes here, and we need to get guys in here who can run fast and jump high. We need shooters here. We don't have any perimeter defense. Yes, we scoring a bunch of points. We're running teams out the gym. Absolutely, in terms of our bucket getting. But we don't really have anybody that when we slow the game, when the game gets slowed down, that we can put on somebody and go, yo, you stop him or you slow him down. We don't have anybody like that. And because the fans recognize that, that shouldn't negate you from going, yeah, this is a problem. Excuse me, this is a problem.
I definitely think they hear the fans. I think they hear all the noise. They're all in the social medias. They're all reading these articles. They're all reading these reports. I think other GMs are talking, and in the summer league, it's like a melting pot of like conversation, right? Like that's actually where a lot of deals happen. Like you see people courtside. You can just have a natural conversation. You're in the same city. Maybe as GMs, we've never sat down and had a conversation. All these new networking relationships happen. Like the summer league is like one of the biggest events on the calendar to build some of these relationships that like come to fruition down the line. That's why you see like a lot of teams that want to deal with each other, like the Lakers and the Wizards, for example, have done a lot of business. Like that stuff happens. It's born from places like summer league. So I think he hears the noise. It's just a matter of, I think also a really interesting point, and I think a valuable one is I think there's a lot of limiting beliefs in general managers too. I think that a lot of them sit there and feel like this is the team I have. I can't really move mountains here. I'm worried about this. This guy's making this much. This guy's making this much. I think that happens a lot as well, where they feel like they have no more moves, maybe, or they feel like they have limited moves. I think that's a thing that happens with some GMs as well, where they have limiting beliefs as well. I think like the super chat, the Pelicans is a great example of like the DeAndre Jordan contract doesn't make any sense, but you're overvaluing him as a locker room guy. So let's bring him back on a 2-year deal when you could have just given him the minimum. Like there's just a lot of bad decision making. Like a lot of front office people give front officers more credit than they probably should in the grand scheme.
If the Pelicans are telling us that they got 15 untouchable players, all right, so we ain't touching this roster. We rolling with this right here. Y'all better make the playoffs next year.
But see, that's the issue right there, though.
We better see some improvement.
Well, because we're not in the war room with these dudes. We don't necessarily know what their goal is. How they look at their milestones. Like the incremental progress. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
We're talking about they need to be in the playoffs next year. Maybe they're like, yo, we're not going to make the playoffs until year after next. You know, maybe they're like, okay, see, chill, because they're taking your philosophy. We're going to make these dudes get better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're like, we got a team we believe in. We got Herb. We got Trey. We got Zion. We're not letting these dudes go. We're gonna build with this. We're gonna wait until a couple guys come out the draft, and we understand that it doesn't turn around overnight. Now it might seem like it's been a long time, based on what we've seen. Brandon Ingram had to go. It's been a couple years. DeJounte Murray come through. We got guys hurt. We from our shoes, we're like, this is ridiculous. Right. From their shoes, they're like, it is ridiculous. We know, but we have a plan. So maybe they understand the playoffs aren't in the cards for them.
Right. So I think just 2 years ago they were a playoff team. I mean, y'all dudes can straighten me out with that. And so they're obviously
they beat us in the play-in, man. That wasn't
get your guys on the summer league.
I think they played. They played who?
Oklahoma City.
Thunder.
Okay,
so
they
wouldn't.
They should have.
That was what 24.
Real talk, because we would have popped their ass. They should have just left us alone in that playing game. But see,
y'all would have got smacked.
The Pelicans. The Pelicans was the only team I was afraid of that season.
I remember that, Ox. You didn't want nothing to do with them.
Pelicans.
I do remember that, Ox. You didn't want nothing to do with them dudes. But I say that to say, if we are in that mode, because that's a really good point, Ox. That if that's the plan, okay, we're in this war room. We won 26 games, and we are trending, contrary to popular belief. We are trending upward. I think that they won 21 games the year before last, and then they won 26 games this year. So next year,
and they got a new
win
coach
35 games. Right? We might.
It is interesting though, Chill, because the Pelicans are full of players that everybody thinks, oh yeah, you get this player from that team.
They can help us.
Get a really good player. Yeah,
they can help us.
I'm gonna like Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Zion, obviously. So it's like they have a decent amount of talent in New Orleans. DeJounte Murray also has come back. So like,
Jose Alvarado is a great example.
Pelicans are doomed.
Oh, that's a fact.
I can tell you for now,
Jose Alvarado.
They're doomed because their GM is Troy Weaver. Troy Weaver was in Detroit when the Pistons was picking up just random players that nobody knew, like random
Who's this
players
dude?
who ain't had it. I'm just
Manny,
saying.
Troy Weaver's not the one who's injuring these dudes. It's not his fault these dudes
That's
can't stay
cool.
healthy.
But the team is just randomized over with the Pelicans, and I can't help but to notice like this is a similar thing. If I'm looking at the Pelicans and I'm paying attention to the Pelicans, I'm like, okay, this guy's been here for some years now. He ain't did nothing for me. Damn. Okay. All right. This dude's been here still. Okay. Up and down with injuries. Still ain't had a full season. Okay. Now we're going to bring in another guy on a bad contract. Hence, just using DeAndre Jordan as an example. He's here. Okay. What is he going to do for me? Ride the bench? Be a good morale guy? Okay, cool. It's just the moves that they've made and the moves that they're making and even not making aren't making any sense.
But wait, Manny, they got
Joe Dumas is
like
there
once again, looking at this roster, they got a good squad. They got dudes that have been hurt. You can't blame Troy Weaver for Zion's addiction and unquenchable thirst for botched BBLs, gumbo, and po' boys. That's not Troy Weaver's fault.
Keeping them there. You can blame Troy Weaver for saying, "Oh, don't worry, we'll keep you here," instead of trying to ship his ass out because he should be gone at this point. I feel like, especially now, because you wait 1 to 2 more years, Zion's value is going down more, lower and lower and lower and lower.
Zion hoop last year.
He balled out.
He played games.
But they got Joe Dumas is another one where it was like
So right now, while he's hooping, use this value that he has.
Oh, you want to pull a
all the
Charlotte?
way down. Use this value that he has right now. Ship him out. Get him going.
What,
Make
you can
something
get,
happen.
so you can get
Give me some draft picks, man. Give me some first rounds for the next couple of years, and give me a role guy. Shit, I'll take something, bro. Because at this point, what they're trying right now is not working. That's like
Jaime Jaquez.
That's like complaining that this is just like I just look at the Pelicans like that's
Eldon
damn man, my girl cheating on me. My girl cheating
While
on
you're
me.
selling high,
You
you're
should
selling.
leave her. If your girl cheating on you, leave her. Why are you still with her? Nah, man, I love her. I love her. She cheating on you though. Nah, man, I love her. I love her. You cannot.
Charlotte should be under investigation. The more I've thought about that, the dumber it gets. They need to be under investigation.
I don't know.
They're trying to. No, people are trying to justify that move.
I don't know what they was doing.
It's crazy.
Charlotte was crazy.
Crazy work. I don't know what. I don't know.
I wish
There's no
I don't know if
justification.
somebody has some information on somebody, Damien. Maybe somebody got blackmailed in that deal. I don't understand.
That deal was crazy.
Selling high. This was the
That's a little crazy. That's another level though. That's another level of selling.
Nah, but real talk. Your homeboy Swiper swears that this is a great move. They got Kobe White. In fact, they're a better team this season. That's what I was told. But
I'm not closing that conversation off. I feel like it's potential for them to still be decent, but I didn't understand it, man. Considering the way that
Charlotte was finally going up. Charlotte finally had a good thing going on.
Considering the trajectory they was on, I can't really understand why they would do that. I just don't.
I think they got too cute with that one, but time will tell. A lot of people,
a
lot of people rate Naz Reid really high. But
I like Naz Reid a lot. I'm a huge fan of Naz Reid, but this is always a terrible.
Yeah, he's
move.
good. He's cool.
I do want to lock in on it. You know, now that we're actually, we've been talking about these teams. Let's lock in. We'll go around the room. Okay, everybody can pick a team, and we'll talk about the title. Like I said, let's not make it generic. Let's not talk about the Sacramento Kings and the Washington Wizards. You know what I'm saying? Teams that we let's talk about some teams that we expected something from. Okay,
isn't that the point? Yeah, isn't that the point? Disappointing teams? No.
Yeah, but if I look, if I got a kid and I know my son is a Nimrod, right? I'm not gonna be disappointed when he comes home with a 2.0.
Exactly. Like no one's
disappointed. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
if I have a kid and I'm like, man, this dude is brilliant, and he comes home with a 2.0, I'm gonna be like, this is disappointing.
Relative to expectation.
I'm disgusted.
That's why I'm agreeing with you. That's why we didn't need the caveat of let's not talk about the king. No one was gonna say no one was disappointed by that.
No, well,
but
I was talking about all the teams. Okay, cool. We on the same page.
We're on the same page.
Got you. All right,
my team is the Clippers. Yeah, my team is the Clippers.
You want to talk about that, Mars? Can they turn it around? Can they turn it around?
It looks like they've seemingly just accepted their fate at this point. The Clippers were a team that I had preseason as a top 3 team in the West, I think.
Me too.
I'm fairly sure I had them as a top 3 team in the West. I thought their depth was going to be amazing. I love the top end talent, obviously, with Kawhi and James Harden. The defensive infrastructure with guys like Zoo, Derrick Jones, Chris Dunn. I really thought they was going to have an amazing team. I thought Chris Paul was going to come in, be a good backup point guard. Didn't know he was this washed. Didn't expect that at all. And then the Clippers went and proceeded to start, 6-21? Something like that. It was one of the worst teams in the league.
23 or something, crazy.
Their pace was egregious. Couldn't get stops. Couldn't score consistently. Had no transition presence at all. Despite the fact that James Harden was playing amazing. Kawhi also missed some time early on in the year. Maybe about 10 games maybe early on. I think they went about 2-8 in those games he missed. And I was just, to be honest, I was shocked. Brook Lopez was another guy. I was like, okay, good backup big, could protect the rim, space the floor. I was like, okay, I like what they're building. I know they're an old team, but I thought there was going to be a good regular season team. They get in the playoffs, they can match up with anyone. And then obviously their season unfolded the way it did. The only shining light was the fact that Kawhi had maybe his best regular season of his career. Like, the fact that it went in a quote unquote wasted effort is kind of disappointing as well. But that was really the only shining light. And then it so happens they've now traded that only shining light from the previous season for Brandon Ingram, who had maybe the most disappointing postseason outside of like Jalen Duren in the NBA. I understand injuries, cool, I understand, but it was extremely disappointing nonetheless. And also, they drafted, in my opinion, a terrible draft pick at number 5. So, like, I'm not very optimistic about the Clippers, but I was also very optimistic this past year, and they ended up being terrible. So maybe my lack of optimism for this year means they're going to be good. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think they're going to turn it around. I actually think they're kind of looking for the future. I think their trades, looking to acquire draft capital and whatnot. I actually think they're not really focusing on the present right now, and more so focusing for what they can be 3-4 years from now, which I think is probably a good avenue to take. But yeah, I was disappointed in the Clippers this year.
Right.
I remember sitting here after game 1 when the Utah Jazz ran them out of the building, and we were all looking at each other like, was that just an anomaly? Or
Whit Leonard and James Harden smoked them dudes by 30 on opening night. We like, wait a minute, what is happening right now?
Or was that just like yeah? I mean, I agree with
on?
Mars. Like to their credit, they turned around, made the play in, but like they were just a team that I think ultimately didn't have like a clear directional sense. Like they eventually swap out Harden for a younger guy in Garland, move on from John Collins, move Zubac for the pick that turned into Wagler, who I'm not as high on as other people. I think I'm in the same boat as Mars with him. But you invest in guys like, I think Bubba Miller's interesting. You know, they signed Kobe Sanders to a new deal. I like this guy Niedenhauser in the front court. You know, they got Grady Dick there. Maybe he's someone that pops a little bit for them. Who knows? They're gonna bring back Benedict Mathurin. So I understand the direction now at least. And then you sprinkle in some guys like Brandon Ingram. They signed Rui Hachimura. They're hoping to win enough games to stay above that bottom 4, right? So I understand. I think they have a clear direction, but I'm with Mars. I had them in top 4 seed as well last year. It was just a very, very disappointing year, man.
You know, Damien, I am so happy that I don't got to be a fan of this franchise no more. Oh, holy
sick of them, Ox?
Holy shit! I mean, good God! Could you imagine the life of somebody that's a fan of the Kings and the Clippers?
Tragic, bro.
Yeah, how was it actually? I don't think we've ever actually asked you. How was it this year?
Holy good.
By the way,
God.
Ox, how you doing, brother? How was your mental health?
Like, at least you
wrong side of LA, man.
Like, other than that.
Right, yeah. I mean, Kawhi keeps it interesting. So it's like cool, you know what I'm saying? But God, just like historically, these two franchises though, it was rough. It was rough. But we're officially out of we're out of Inglewood. Thank God.
Well, you're
I don't
pending.
like the phrasing
You're pending.
from Mars. I didn't like the phrasing from Mars talking about wasted a Kawhi year. There's no such thing at this point. As much time as Kawhi Leonard has wasted.
Those was wasted years too, though. Real talk. When he got hurt, that was a waste.
But I'm saying that was a waste for the franchise. So I'm not going to sit here and say the franchise wasted his time. Look,
I get that.
Clippers
he made them relevant.
But I get what you're saying, though, real talk, because he spent multiple times there, and it was multiple seasons where he was up and down, not playing, and like, yeah. So I kind of get what you mean. I get what you mean.
I don't get how that changes what I said, but sure.
They've had some stacked rosters since he's been there. Bro.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that wasn't my intention. That wasn't my intention. I just think it's crazy because like they've had some of the most stacked rosters since Kawhi has been there. Like, I mean, every year I feel like since Kawhi has been there, we've had this expectation of, oh, Clippers might be it this year. Clippers might be nice this year.
That's exactly why they got him on the roster, man. They didn't get him for no other reason. For that
this was one of the first years where I kind of bought into the Clippers. Like, I really thought they were a contender this year. And
I mean, I think
don't forget Bradley Beal broke his hip. Like,
yeah, Bradley Beal
broke his hip.
For them. Like, I didn't have like
he was ass.
That move was weird anyway. I thought that.
Yeah, like, I wasn't Bradley Beal FC, but I was like somewhat optimistic about Bradley Beal. And
I thought that was a weird move.
Bogey fell off a cliff after he had that shootout with Steph in the Olympics. He's never been the same. He's never been the same since he had that shootout with Steph.
Yeah, he's gonna turn it around to Houston. He's gonna turn it around.
Yeah, he's gonna be good in Houston.
Man,
yeah, I had them number 3. I had them behind OKC and Denver, and I had them as the 3rd best team in the West.
Yeah.
Ox, you sound to me like that. Ox, you sound to me like that friend. I can't stand my homeboy chick, but you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna disrespect him. You know, when she come around, I'm gonna be cool. Hey, how you doing, baby girl? Everything all right? You know, when we hang out, ain't no issues. When he break up with her, I hated that bitch. I'm so glad you broke up with her. I couldn't wait for you to get away from my ass. What the hell did you stand with her for so long for? Damn, yo, why it took me so long to break up with her? I'm so glad we ain't got to see her ass no more. That's what you sound like, Ox, with Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers.
So happy. So happy.
Hey man, you gotta support your friend. You just gotta support your friend.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is my man, and you know I really can't stand this chick. Let's be clear about that right now. I can't stand, but out of respect for my man,
you know what end up happening, Chill. You know what end up happening when you tell your friend the truth. This is what happens a lot of the time, right? You end up telling your friend, or this really happens with parents.
Yeah,
a parent will tell their child the truth about their mate, and all they really do is make them stay with that person even longer.
I'm doing it out of spite now because you don't like her.
So exactly. So you know what? I'm just be like, you know,
that type of shit is so dumb.
You like it, I love it.
That's crazy.
You like it, I love it.
Well, my thing is this though, Chill. It's like, you know, as long as I don't, you know that she's, you know, doing nothing crazy behind his back. You know, she not running around with the dudes over on that side of that side of town. She not, you know what I'm saying? She not putting them in danger. You know what I'm saying? In fact, she's sliding them a couple of dollars, you know, behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, you know, hey, I hate her, but hey, do your thing, dog.
She co-signed. She
co-signed for that new Silverado. Go ahead, brother. I see you. I hate her ass, but do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Her friends, I hate her friends too. Can't even smash none of them. But do your thing. You know? But shit. But hey,
real quick. I am interested. Very quickly. Do you see your girl, your boy's girl outside doing something she ain't got no business doing? Are you snitching or do you just leave that
Absolutely.
alone?
Absolutely. I'm fast. I'm taking pictures and videos right now. Got her ass. I'm telling you, yes. Hell
4K,
yeah.
Ultra HD 4K snitching.
Hell yeah.
You editing?
What do you mean not supposed to be doing that? Like,
you adding Star
something
Wipes?
serious?
I catch
my best friend. I catch my best friend chick at the movies
I don't
with
even know
another
to do none
dude.
of that shit.
I catch my best friend chick at the movies with another dude. I'm running right up on her.
Oh yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
Oh, you running up on her?
I'm running right up on her ass.
I'm gonna do incognito because that way I'm not gonna give her a chance to build her defense. I'm gonna go ahead and boom, let his ass know. And then after I spill the beans, I might go ahead and walk by. Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Nah, let's play real smooth.
I'm gonna call him, tell him to pull up. Then we're gonna have it.
See, I don't want to put my man in no compromising situation like that.
No, I'm not doing that.
And then we're gonna record the defense.
Because we don't know who this dude is. He might got, you know, dudes will do anything about because he might really think that this is his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
little do he know she not.
That's how it happens all the time.
That's a good point.
You can start dealing with it. You can start dealing with a girl. And she'll tell you all types of things. The whole time it's 3 dudes out here. 2 of them think this is his girlfriend, this is my soulmate, and one of them like, oh, we're engaged. And you lose your life about these crazy bros. I'm telling
you know, my best friend, he lived with her. Just so you know, my dude, like they live together.
Yeah.
Whoa.
These girls, they good at this. I'm telling you, they real good.
They better than us.
They so much better than us. A lot of times we don't really care. Shit, they wake up, they plotting. That's why we trying to tell y'all. Holiday Inn is 139. Don't go to her house no more. I'm telling you, stay out that girl house.
Just so you know, the Super 8 is $59.
Stay out that girl house, man, for real.
But anyway, that's what it sounded like to me, Ox. It sounded like to me like Kawhi Leonard is that homeboy that you got, and the Clippers are that chick that you can't stand, but out of respect for him, you roll it. But the minute he break up with her, I'm so happy that you broke up with her. I can't stand that bitch. I never liked her from the door.
Well, chill. It was cool. It was cool back when they had Pat Bev. When my man Lou Will was over there, when Trez was there, I'm like, yeah, this is my squad. I can get with this.
Was it cool?
What? Hell yeah, cool. Trez.
They were cool.
Those is my dudes.
Tobias Harris.
But they still in 2020 and 21, they were legit.
They were legit.
Right, and so 21.
And then Kawhi tore his ACL in 21. That messed everything up.
That ruined everything. 21 was the
capitulated.
year. Like 21 was absolutely the year. I was like,
No,
they're about to
20
win the
was the year.
20 was also the year. They just
y'all just folded. Your
they
favorite
had
player.
that was that 2
year,
years.
absolutely.
2020.
Kawhi was. You know what? I don't got time for this. Let's keep going.
I got time for it. You know what?
I got a schedule.
They had a 2-year window, 2020 and 2021. They folded in 20 and Kawhi tore his ACL in 21. And that kind of killed their window. And then they kept trying to retool and build it back. And then this year I was in. Like, okay, they've got a shot. Obviously, it went the way it did, but they had a legitimate 2-year window, and they threw one away, and then Kawhi tore his knee.
It happened.
And James Harden got what he deserved.
I vividly remember in 2020 thinking
luck.
to myself, with that Clipper team, and with what the Lakers was doing, I didn't want nothing to do with them dudes. I didn't. I was like, yo, let somebody else deal with the Clippers. And
I wanted all that smoke.
I didn't want none of that.
I think the Lakers would have beat the Clippers, but I do think they were the 2 best teams. I think they were.
When I saw Dallas beat them,
I think the Bucks will win that.
We got to deal with them dudes.
They were on a collision.
I was ready in 21 in particular. I really wanted that Nets Clippers finals. Like I really wanted.
I think those were the 2 best teams in the league.
Yeah, that would have been dope. But okay, so we got Mars team. Mars was disappointed.
Before we got hurt in 21, by the way, where we were still.
You guys were really good.
Y'all was cool.
The Lakers are going back to back.
So we got Mars' team. He was disappointed in the Clippers this year. Damien, what team you got? What team are you disappointed in?
I got the Orlando Magic, man, because they made the big splash for Desmond Bain. Team looked great on paper, looked formidable. I think we were all pretty high on them, maybe except Mars, and what they could do, what they could achieve. I thought we all anticipated them to take a step, but it just never eventuated, did it? So, Franz got hurt. Bain's fit was questionable throughout the year for a lot of people. The offense was atrocious. The defense just went missing as well, which was their calling card, which was really disappointing. And then it was very clear that like Jamal Mosley lost the locker room. Even if they beat Detroit, I think he was still going to get fired by all reports. And the most frustrating part, honestly, was like they destroy the Hornets in the play-in, and then they give the number 1 seed a real run in the first round, and showed flashes of the team that we all thought they could be. So it's frustrating because there was that version of that team somewhere there, but we just never got to see it. So I think they were my biggest like disappointing team. I was really high. I had them like I think maybe a top 4 seed in the East this past year, and they just never happened. But now they got a new coach in Sean Sweeney, who's a coveted talent around the league, a guy from the Spurs system and things of that nature. So we'll see where they go. But I think they need to update their ball handling. I think they need a table setter. They need a few things, but they were definitely my biggest disappointment, man.
Oddly enough, Chill, I think Franz, not saying that we want anybody to get hurt, obviously.
Sure.
But Franz going down in that Pistons series, I think that saved them. because I think Orlando was they were going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think that would have gave them a false sense of confidence. I think they would have beat Detroit in that first round had Franz stayed healthy, and then I think they would have beat Cleveland in that next round as well. And then maybe then does Mosley keep his job? Do you feel like you're a team that needs to address problems if you go to the ECF? Maybe not. So I'm with you. Me and Ox, we were on the Orlando train heavy. You know what I'm saying? We were really pushing it. We were believing in Paulo, but
so is this a mirage?
So
if Franz stays healthy, I just want to make sure I'm following you real talk. Franz stays healthy, they end up going to the East Finals. This is a mirage. You guys aren't this good. What you ended up doing was overachieving. You're actually way ahead of schedule to what you really are.
Not at all. Not at all. Sure, that's not what it is. Because I think they are that good. They just dealt with so much injury this year, particularly with Franz in the regular season and in the playoffs. So I do think they're that good, but I do think that they needed a new guy to lead them besides Mosley. And I think Coach Mosley is a heck of a coach. I just don't think that this roster fits his coaching style. I think they need, so regardless, they could have won the championship this year, and they still need a new guy leading things over there.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? No. I'm not saying this. I'm saying
even if they won it,
I'm saying they need some new blood running things over there, just because they got to switch up that offense. You know what I mean? The defense they got a hellacious defense, but they got to switch up that offense a bit, and I think that's a coaching issue. So no, chill. If they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Knicks or whoever they would have played, I don't think that would have been an overachievement. I actually think this year, because Damien, this was a team you chose, right? I think, in fact, this was a down year. I think this was a bad year for how good this team actually is.
I had them as the number 3 seed before the season started. I had Cleveland 1, I had the Knicks 2, I had Orlando 3, I had Atlanta 4, and I had Detroit 5. And I was expecting a huge season from Paulo, but to Real Talk's point, like, I'm tired of it. Like, you got to get better. I'm sick of the bullshit about, like, this guy, we need this to supplement the roster. We need to get better point guard play. We need another scorer at the point guard. Enough of that bullshit. You got to be better. This isn't good enough. As your best player, like when we have teams, we do this with every team. If Giannis isn't playing well, we'll do the same thing with him. If Joker isn't playing well, we do the same thing with him. Well, if we're going to hold Orlando to that standard of being a top 3 seed or a top 5 seed or even a contender, their best player, who I think is Paulo Banchero, you got to play better. This is not good enough.
Their best player.
Yes, he is. I think he's their best player.
He's not.
But let's not debate that. Let's not debate that.
Okay.
Chill. Instead of debating
their best
that,
player played 34 games last year. Their best player is Franz Wagner.
Okay.
When Franz Wagner went out in the playoffs, I just want to remind you that they lost that series, and I absolutely agree with Real Talk that they would have actually gone. Peace, Manny. They would have gone through and probably beat Cleveland because they're a better team. To be clear, if any other team had their best player miss almost 50 games, I think we'd give him some grace. But because there is this massive distortion that, Paulo is the best player in Orlando, we don't give him that grace because, their best player's playing. I'm sorry. Do you know how much better the Magic were with Franz on the court in the playoffs? 17 points per 100 possessions. It fell off. Everything fell off when he didn't play. When he went to the bench, their defense cratered, their offense got worse. He is a two-way.
I think we could see. I think we'll be able to see some of that same impact if Franz was there and Paulo wasn't. Like, I think they're better when
Franz's
they have both
solo
of them.
star minutes are great.
But look, what I'm saying is, if you have this team and you take Franz off the floor, they get worse. If you have this team and you take Paulo off the floor, they're not as good. So it goes both ways, regardless of who you think is the best player. But that's not how it works. If this is their roster, if you take one of those guys off the team without adding something, the team gets worse. It's really clear.
We added Desmond Bane.
But if you
Desmond Bane is really good.
I understand that, Pin. What I'm saying is, with this roster. Mm-hmm. Everybody there, if you take either one of those guys off, the team gets worse. So regardless of who you think is the best player, I think Franz is the best player, but there's not a severe, like, it's not a huge gap either way you spin it. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I mean,
if we're using that logic,
you and I think there is a big difference.
Right. So I'm glad you brought that up, Penn, because if we're using that logic, that if you take either one of those guys off the floor, if we have both of those guys on the floor, this guy still needs to play better. This ain't good enough.
But this
from
is
what
the
I'm
problem,
getting from
Chill.
this guy.
This is not Shaq and Kobe. This is not Jordan and Pip. This is not
How
a
do we
seamless
know
fit.
when
No,
Franz
because,
Bonds,
because,
if I'm
because
getting a 30 and 10 game, then I'm
in
getting a 17, 8 game with 5 turnovers.
There's this idea in basketball that you just put two really good players together, and because they're two top 50 players, that they somehow just make each other better. And that's not always the case with Franz and Paolo.
That's not
Sometimes
the case. That's a fact.
Sometimes one of them kind of takes away from the other one because they kind of operate in similar zones. And when one does not play, the other one plays a little differently.
Comes in.
I don't think
set,
Jamal Mosley should get fired. Look, I'm not even sitting here saying Jamal Mosley shouldn't get fired. Like, whatever. Sure. I had a hell of a lot of respect for Jamal Mosley as a coach coming into this year, and I've heard a lot of really good things about him. I think he'll be just fine, and he'll probably be one of those coaches that goes on to coach another team, and people be like, I don't know how they missed it.
He got hired by New Orleans, yeah.
He's in New Orleans.
Right, of course. Yeah. Well, that's where coaching careers go to die. But my point is, like, this is really just a case of a distortion where people think that one player is really much better than he is, and another player is really a lot worse than he is. And I don't know why people don't respect Franz like that. Maybe it's because he's 8th overall pick.
Like, can't we meet to your point?
Like even the biggest Franz fans I know think it's this close between these two guys, and they think Franz is a little bit better.
Gap?
Yes, I think there's a sizable gap. I think Franz's defense is so underrated here, and when you already have the defensive personnel that they have with Jalen Suggs and Desmond Bane's a pretty good defender, and you see their rim protection, like Franz supercharges them into like a really, really good defense. Like we're talking like great defense. And then because he's the 6'9", 6'10" ball handler who can kind of make decisions and slash to the rim, I think he can somewhat create average offense, even without Paolo. It's just unfortunately with Paolo on the court, the team sort of defaults to this bullshit brand of basketball where we give Paolo the ball and we don't know what he's going to do. And when it goes well, he scores 40 points. People are like glazing him and saying, oh, that's why he went number one. But when it's not going well, it's really bad.
And see, that's the problem. Since you said that, Penn, there has to be a median because, like you just talked about, there's times where Paolo can be a better rebounder, which leads into the logic. You have to be more consistent. You clearly can do this. You have to be better. There's times when I've seen 35 and 15 games from him, and I've seen them with him being in the offense where he's actually in good spaces, where he's diving to the rim, where he's in stop and pop, quick looks, stuff like that. But when he's getting the ball, and Miles and I had this conversation throughout the course of the season, where he's getting the ball and they're cleaning out the whole right side of the floor. He's getting the ball and they're cleaning out the whole left side of the floor. They're not running anything to his strengths. And what they're doing is they're making him worse, which is now making him play worse. So if that's the case, it is a coaching issue on the one hand, but he can also be better in the stuff that he's already good at. You could be a better rebounder. There's no reason why your 6'10", 250-pound ass got 4 rebounds. There's no reason why your 6'10", 250-pound ass got 17 points and 6 rebounds against a front line that you're better than. There's no reason why you should be doing that. You should be playing better than what you're playing right now. And the standard that we don't hold these guys to is because the reason why we don't hold these guys to that standard is because they're young. Well, he's going to figure it out. Well, when? When is he going to figure it out? How much longer do we have to wait before it's like, okay, we're in year 7 with Zion, right? It's not like we're in year 2 or year 3. We're going into what, year 5 now with Paolo? Like, we can't keep doing this. You got to be better.
But I do think that some of the problems that Orlando was having, to me, did have a lot to do with the coaching, especially on the offensive side of the ball. There were moments in games in particular that I remember watching the Magic. I remember there was a game they were in Minnesota.
Painfully.
That was one of the best games I've ever seen Paolo play. And that game he was setting a lot of screens that game. They were using him as a screener and roller and stuff like he needs to be able to get off of the ball more and like become more of a play finishing type. He is big enough to do that. He is 6, like you just said, he's 6'10", 50 pounds at least, honestly.
Mhm.
So once they can get some of that going, I think he would look like a better player. The thing with Franz and Paulo is, and we can have a debate on whether this makes you a better player or whatnot, but Paulo does occupy the star role on the team. So that's why he's perceived as the better player. And I do think that is as far as the approach for the team, I do think that is the appropriate way to approach it. I do think Paulo probably is the better, create offense guy on the Magic, better than Franz. Now, I don't think that either one of them are that great at it. So that's another conversation. But that's why Paulo kind of gets the nod most of the time. It's because he's the one that creates offense for the team. Now, you could say that he's not leading to any kind of great results doing that, which I don't have any pushback on that. But that's the reasoning.
Yeah.
I can go back like every single year, and I can tell you that there's like, first of all, the thing that distorts this is a lot of people don't watch Magic games throughout the regular season. They watch the Magic in the playoffs. Paulo is one of the better playoff performers that I've seen over the last few years. He balls out every single time he's in the playoffs. And so people are like, that's just who he is.
What is that shit about, by the way, Penn? Like, he gets busy in the playoffs. Catch him on a Tuesday in January, and he average as hell.
I guess he got the clutch gene, but the thing is,
so we're admitting that he turns up in the most important time of the year,
but
he's not the team's best player.
I mean, you guys call turning up.
Okay, like here's the thing, Damien. Like, we play 82 games in the regular season. We might play maximum 7 games if we don't get out of the first round. I cannot just pretend that you are not the guy you were for 82 games for 4 straight years, and then you are this guy that you've been for 14 or 13 playoff games. Like, it's a good thing that you can turn it up in the playoffs. That means, look, playoffs are very advantageous to physicality, right? And Paulo is insanely physical, right? Playoffs are a grinded out affair. Paulo is a grinded out player. So there are certain players, certainly, that are going to operate well in this setting. And it's a good thing that he's not a playoff dropper, because that would make that max extension look impossible to defend. But year over year, there's like a 3-set data point that I would ask people to go through on their own. By the way, go do this for yourself. Go look at the Magic with Franz and Paulo on the court. Then look at the Magic with Paulo, no Franz, and then look at Franz, no Paulo. In most situations, if there's a team with 2 stars, it's usually the solo star minutes that really define who is the star player. Usually. Now, I'm saying, like, sometimes there's some extenuating circumstances where one guy's solo minutes happen during an injury, where another part of the roster is not healthy as well, and it distorts the numbers. But when it happens year after year after year, we are literally better with this guy off the court year after year. Then it's honestly, the Franz Paulo thing reminds me a little bit of the Ingram Scotty thing last year, where Ingram scores more points. A lot of people start to think he's way better than he really is. But, the difference here is Paulo did not shit the bed in the playoffs. So the gap is not that big. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this conversation is just like, that's cool. Like, if we want to nitpick on who's better, that's cool. But, like, they play together. Yep. So I think they're better when they're both healthy and both on the floor. So, whoever's, regardless, it's a better team when they're both healthy. So all they need to do is figure out how to be healthy and make it happen.
Would you trade Paulo for Devin?
I wouldn't trade either one of those dudes. I would try to keep this team together. I would try to keep this team together and build. And they made a coaching change. Hopefully that switches up the offense a bit. They got Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain's a heck of a player. The trades I was talking about, Penn, was always that lead guard position. I was always in favor of getting off of Jalen Suggs. I was in favor of sending Jalen Suggs to Cleveland for Darius Garland. That was the big move I wanted to see for them.
That might have helped.
Yeah, but
it would have helped tremendously because they need that scoring at the point guard spot. Yes, that would have helped.
Can y'all remind me what's the coach's name?
Scoring. I think it's just like it's the playmaking. It's the on-ball responsibility that removes it from Paulo and Franz, because I do think Paulo specifically is probably going to be a better offensive player once he gets off of the ball.
They try to make
he needs a table set. They need a table setter in Orlando.
Yeah, they need a table setting type person.
I think that you guys saw the conversation that I had with LaVar Ball. I didn't know that I had to mention leadership and knocking down open shots. I thought those two things were hand in hand. I didn't know that like that was a premium. Like a guy being able to knock down open shots and be a good leader. I did not know that. I say that to say, when I talk about Suggs as a guy who needs to be able to knock down open shots, I also need to be a floor leader too. I need to be able to get other guys involved in the offense. I need to be able to be a tempo setter. I also need to be able to take care of the basketball.
Right.
I need to point guys in a different direction. If Paolo's got a mismatch and Franz wants the basketball, I'm not looking Franz off. I'm letting Franz know I'm going to the big fella. You relax. I'm going to get to you. Like Rondo used to do with KG and Paul Pierce, right? So I got a guy like that on the floor that helps the offense be better. I know when to go to my offense as opposed to they're just leaving me open and I'm not helping offensively at all. And I think that has a lot to do with coaching. I'm not going to argue that point, real talk. I think that has a lot to do with switching up the offense. But all of this, and I'm going to hammer this point home that real talk made, you got to be better, man. This ain't good enough. You have to be better. Period.
They all got to be better. Like I think we're overlooking the fact Jalen Suggs was terrible in the playoffs.
Awful.
Yes, he was.
He was complete garbage in the playoffs. Like it was a really, really bad. But I do want to keep moving because we've gotten through the Clippers with Mars, the Magic with Damian. I would like to hear from you, real talk. What team has disappointed you this season? Oh, the Lakers. Okay, let's talk about that. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't the Lakers. I wasn't expecting too much from them anyway. The team I'm going to go with is Houston, actually. I'm going to go with my other team.
Oh, so your other FC.
Yeah, my other team. The reason, if you look at the record and stuff like that, it wasn't like a terrible season. They won 50-plus games. But, like, you acquire Kevin Durant, so the expectation is that you're going to be better than you were last year. You're going to see some improvement, not only in the regular season, but, like, the playoffs and maybe win a round or two and stuff like that in the Western Conference. Now, obviously, Fred VanVleet goes down, right? But the disappointment is the overall outlook on the team at the conclusion of the season. Last year, at the conclusion of the season, there was a lot of optimism, chill. There was, we have these young pieces and, we can't wait for them to develop and get better, and let's see what they look like. By the end of this year, it's trade Sengun. What the hell is Amin Thompson doing? Ari Eason, hey, he's a bum. Jabari Smith, trash. And I'm not even saying that some of this is not true. I'm just saying that the outlook is so disappointing after such optimism last season to such pessimism the next. It's kind of disappointing. It's disappointing.
I was expecting to see a better Amin Thompson. I wanted to move him to the lead guard. I was wrong about that because he won't even look at the basket. I don't hate him as a passer. Like, he actually is a good passer, but offensively, he just is not a primary ball handler. So I was wrong about that. Sengun just didn't look like he processed the game fast enough. And that comes with, playing with a guy like KD, because now, the timeline gets moved up and the stuff that you're not good at, you got to get good at it right now because KD is here and the clock is ticking. So when the ball gets to him on the right block, now, like, the ball can't stick to his hands like it would if KD wasn't there. Like, we got to move the ball faster. You have to see, you have to see often, you have to see plays moving a step ahead as opposed to reacting to things. Like, you have to initiate things when you have the basketball. Well, he's not there yet as an offensive player. That's a problem. And now, in addition to Fred VanVleet, who is one of my better pull-up jump shooters, he's out of the lineup. So now that leaves me with KD as my only pull-up jump shooter and pull-up three-point jump shooter. And now my offense is relegated to giving the ball to KD, Clean the whole right side of the floor out. Let KD go to work. 1-4 flat, which is not difficult to guard, even though KD is a mother you know what when it comes to scoring. That's not going to get us far. So that was pretty disappointing in my estimation.
I also have a new look on Kevin Durant as of Kevin Durant right now in this point of his career is like Adrian Dantley. Like he's really good scorer. But like, you know, that's kind of it. I'm not gonna lie. He's peak Adrian Dantley. Very efficient scorer. Then it's like, cool. You know what? Had a good season defensively. I'm not gonna put that past him. But
Jordan
like,
told me he was the
as
best
an offensive player, the brother can't dribble. Like I don't that is a problem. That is a problem, and he still can't really pass out of double teams.
Can he not dribble, or can he not dribble for a guy who's 7 feet tall?
No, he used to have a handle. It's just that's one of the things that go though when
he lost his handle.
Yeah,
Yes,
even bronze
handles
handles deteriorate. Like when you're a big guy and you get older, your handle's one of the things that goes.
Bron is deteriorating. Not just his handle, he is. He's becoming.
But the handle is the biggest. The handle and obviously like his first step and whatnot, but skill wise, his handle is his biggest regression from his prime by far. He can't. Roto's right. He can't dribble for it. And they got him initiating at the top of the key and doing nonsense. So it's just
with his
handle, still not helping him. But it's
question, Moss, because you're an advocate of KD's. You were an advocate of KD. That was one of his biggest strengths when he was younger, right? And I think that was one of his biggest strengths when he was younger. Would it be because he lost some of that quickness and he lost some of that athleticism?
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
The things are very intertwined in basketball. Once you start seeing minor declines in like 3 or 4 different areas, you can end up seeing a big decline in one area because of all of these minimal declines. And I think that's what's happened with KD's handle. Like it's been steadily declining since like 2021. Like it's been steadily getting worse. And right now he has like he has a genuinely untenable handle at this point. Like you can't give him the ball as much as Houston give him the ball and expect that to work. Like Houston don't help because of like the lack of spacing and the offensive infrastructure.
Absolutely.
But it's bad process to say KD initiate offense at the top of the key and don't expect 7 turnovers. Like the fact that I go into games like Real Talk. I was talking to Real Talk and Gifted, and they accused me of trolling, but the sentiment still maintains. I thought KD was going to play before the series. I still picked the Lakers. And I said, Real Talk, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I said they were going to blitz KD and he was going to average like 7 turnovers again. I said that was going to happen. Now, he only played 1 game, but he had 9 turnovers.
Garbage.
And like, this is a common thing where we get to the point now with Kevin Durant, where if you start sending multiple bodies at him, turnovers are going to follow. And that's been a trend throughout his career. Like, he is a higher turnover guy. But it's just now to the point where it's like, regardless of 50, 40, 90, yeah, like you put the ball in his hands that much, you're going to leave the game with 7 turnovers. Like that's just a baseline at this point. And that's just not a viable strategy, in my opinion. I don't think that means KD is like, it means he's worse, like, obviously. But I think some people like over-index on how bad that makes Kevin Durant. It's like more often than not, it just means he's being used in the wrong way. But you just can't use him in that way at all. And that's a problem. The fact that he doesn't have that avenue of like impact anymore. So.
Well, KD and bad shouldn't be used in the same sentence. But I mean, like, you wouldn't be disappointed, real talk, if you just would have listened to me at the beginning of the season. When everybody was so gung ho, when everybody was so gung ho on calling me a KD hater and saying, "Oh, you just hate KD." When I gave KD all the credit in the world, said I still think he's a top 12 player in the league, but this team is not going to be able to operate without Fred VanVleet. It's not going to be able to happen. They're gonna, you know, it's just not going to happen.
I fought you tooth and nail on that, Ox. I did. I was like, yo, just give him in Thompson the ball, and I was wrong.
That contender status was wrong.
Reed Shepard, Amin Thompson. So I don't think the Houston Rockets necessarily had a bad or disappointing season. I just think they lost Freddie, and
I mean, it's disappointing,
but you lost. It's disappointing to lose your playoff series to the no Luka, Austin Reeves didn't play majority of the series. Lakers. Now,
I mean,
yes,
when you
Kevin Durant-
pick them to
once
lose, you don't
again,
really
I told
disappoint
you,
it.
I told you, because why? Because DeAndre Ayton's better than Sengun,
KD got
and
hurt.
Luke Kennard's better than Tari Eason.
I mean, I had them losing
but
with
there
or
was-
without KD, but yeah, me and Ox picked them to lose to the Lakers. So like once again, disappointing is always going to be relative to expectations. It's why Damian was disappointed in Orlando. I wasn't. Like I didn't really expect much from Orlando. The fact that they went up 3-1 on Detroit, I actually left the series. I was actually kind of impressed with Orlando. They were kind of did better than I thought. But I was disappointed in the Clippers because I thought they was going to be a top 3 team. The Rockets, especially once Fred VanVleet went down, I didn't expect nothing. And then going into the playoffs against the Lakers, I still had them losing. So them actually losing, I'm not really
Wasn't a
disappointed.
surprise.
More so than like this team just sucked. Like it's just a bad playoff team. That's kind of just what I viewed them as.
Penn,
But I
if
think
you
to
go ahead, I'm sorry, Damien.
To Real Talk's point though is like, it's funny because there was a photo that came across my timeline yesterday where LeBron's standing on the top of the key in that playoff series, and around him is Vando, Jackson Hayes, LaRavia, and Bronny standing in the corner, and it's like, how did this team beat the Rockets in this series? But which was hilarious. But I think for me the Rockets are disappointing.
The score more than 100 points.
Yeah, I think for me the Rockets were disappointing because the year before they were, I believe, the 2nd seed. We understood that like they ran into the Warriors. We knew that it was sort of fake regular season.
The West got better.
And the conversation was this
Much
was an
better.
excellent defensive team. We just need some offense. So they add the guy that's supposed to solve all the answers, the guy in Kevin Durant, right? But then they lose Fred VanVleet, but it was so glaring that they needed to replace Fred VanVleet, but they just never did. It was the Amon Thompson experiment with the ball in his hands. They knew they had to replace the point guard position, which is why it became disappointing to me, because not like that happened after post All-Star. This happened like all the way back before the season even started. So to me, they should have addressed that. And I think the other big thing was, I actually think Steven Adams was one of their big, like not equally
Losing him was huge.
maybe to Fred VanVleet, but losing Steven Adams, I think, was probably the most underrated loss for them. So I would put it in a disappointing season, just the way they were now. I had them beating the Lakers in round 1. I thought they would
Pin some intellectual curiosity, because like Mars and you just agreed, or that Kevin Durant's athleticism slowing down made his handle worse. So on the other side of that, would that mean that maybe KD isn't as nice with the peel as we think? Maybe his athleticism was covering that up.
Absolutely.
I don't rate KD's handle as high as other people do.
Like, there's people who think KD's super nice with it.
But chill.
There's
Like,
people who think he's super nice with the
He was
peel.
pretty
Best
nice
handle
in his
ever.
prime.
But
what
like
is the
people, every time someone be like, KD handles like a god, I've always disagreed. Like,
Yeah.
I've never agreed with that sentiment. He doesn't. He handles like a big wing, and it's really impressive that he handles like a big wing.
Yeah.
You can find it on open gym when people have said it. Real talk, I've disagreed.
No,
Like-
no, I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying I'm disagreeing with you saying he never dribbled like a guard. That's what. That's that
yeah.
was
So I disagree with real talk. I've never viewed him as having a god-like handle. I viewed him as having a really elite handle for a 7-footer. But the
So
reality of
relative
the
to
situation
bigs,
is, yeah,
relative to
relative
big
to his
guys.
size, his handle is
he's
just
also
kind of great.
grown, weirdly enough. Like,
he's
he
just
came into the
not-
league at 6'9" Okay,
Yeah.
6'9.5", 6'10". So I mean,
Mhm.
depending on rumors, he's probably like grown 1.5 to 2 inches since he's been in the league, and he's also put on a lot of weight. That can impact your handle a lot. You know, I played at 160 for a bit, and then as I moved into my senior year, I put on a lot of weight, and I got up to 180. I felt my handle completely changed completely. I couldn't move the same way. It's all like kinetic, but it's also like, what is the purpose of a handle? Is to get from point A to point B. And
Sure.
yeah, sometimes your athleticism and your twitch is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Your threat of going downhill changes the defensive perception of your handle, right? When you're constantly blowing past guys, right? There's a cat and mouse game with the defense. Whereas when you're constantly settling for jumpers, now I can dig into your handle because I know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to do 2 dribble left, 2 dribble right, but you're not going all the way to the rim anymore. So I just think, like, as much as KD has been able to maintain post Achilles, I think people don't understand the player that he could have been had that injury not occurred. Yeah.
KD was nice as hell with the.
I thought he was nice as hell. That left the right was dangerous.
He was.
I thought that
Who
left
said he
the right was
wasn't?
dangerous.
Kevin Durant was nice.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, because I'm like, replaying plays in my head about like OKC Kevin Durant.
Well, I don't think you're going to start replaying turnovers, are you?
No.
He's always
no
been turnover prone.
nigga, but guards turn the ball over.
Yeah, but the point is,
I'm saying
we start replaying the best
he
moments.
still had a
Yeah,
nice ass handle.
Sure. I mean, yeah, and he also had
right.
extremely high turnover rates relative to how much he actually dribbled. Like extremely high turnover rates. And it's not just turnover rates in terms of passing, because if you just take the passing turnovers off, like once again, there's numbers for this, so spreadsheets. In 2010, he was 21st percentile in scoring turnovers, which are turnovers taking away the passing ones. So all turnovers where it comes with dribbling off your foot, dribbling out of bounds, all of that. He was 21st percentile at 9%. Then 2011, he was 36th percentile at 8%. In 2012, he was 11th percentile at 10.5%. In 2013, he was 22nd percentile at 9.1%. In 2014, he was 37th percentile at 7.9%. In 2015, he barely played, but he was 70th percentile. So that was cool, 5.6%. And then 2016, he played again, 34th percentile at 7.4%. And then you get to 2017 with the Warriors, where he had like his biggest off-ball load ever, 89th percentile. Amazing, 5%. And then as they became more ISO heavy in Golden State, went to 38th percentile, 6.9%, 47th percentile, at 6.2%, and then Brooklyn, 45th percentile, 7.1. Brooklyn again, 51st percentile, and then you get to Phoenix in 23 when he's played a few games, 66th percentile, and then 24 Phoenix, 37th percentile, 7.8%. 25 Phoenix, 38th percentile, 7%. This year, 36th percentile, 7%. Like it's a routine thing with Kevin Durant where the more you put the ball in his hands, the turnover rates are going to skyrocket. And in the playoffs, it becomes borderline more egregious.
Is KD a turnover machine? Is that what I'm thinking?
When he dribbles, yeah. In 2016, he was 15% on the playoffs.
A turnover machine?
Like he's routinely turning the ball over the more he dribbles.
He's high hip.
That's just the thing.
This happens with look, there's just a simple physics of turnovers. He is very high hipped. He has very long arms. That leaves a lot of space for the defense to attack that dribble. It's like asking Kevin Garnett to dribble. Like there's minimal moves that you can make as a 7-footer with high hips. Now I've never been a 7-footer with high hips. I've never been a 6-footer with high hips. But all I know is the higher I dribble, the more space I leave for you to attack the ball. So what all guards learn is dribble hard, dribble low, right? Like you need to make sure that there is like minimal place where a guy like Casey Wallace can attack it. I'm just saying like Kevin Durant has some of the worst turnovers in NBA history. And a lot of it just comes down to being loose with the ball. I would also argue, there's a lot of neuroscience data to support this. Social media use prior to games, a lot of screen use can mess you up on turnovers. Any players out there who play high school basketball, I promise you, true. Do you know why that's true? Hang on, intellectual curiosity.
Okay, Ben. All right.
Do you want to know why that's true? No. Do you want to know why it's true? Instead of shutting down everything, you want to know why that's true? Ox?
Why is it true?
I didn't even hear what you said. But
okay, cool. So in basketball,
love that.
You're trying to look like this, right? The more you can see like this, your peripheral vision in basketball, right? This is scientifically proven. You don't get to like debate this. It's not like a haha. Penn just thought of this. This is research.
Yeah, we can't debate science.
I mean, you can't debate this science. So your perception, I'm not even talking about perception. I'm talking about your peripheral vision in basketball is going to shield you from turnovers. Usually, a player, where does the turnover come from? It's usually because you can't see out of the corner of your eye. There's a defender behind you. Your awareness is off. Social media use, especially 3 hours before the game, it actually forces your eyes to start thinking like this.
Said? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So social media use.
Social media causes turnovers.
No. Social media, first of all, just it jacks your dopamine levels, and so basically your brain is already a little bit higher on the cortisol. It's not where you want to be as a player. And number two, it actually narrows your eyes, so you're staring at a screen, and that's not what you want to do. So before a game, what you want to do is you want to step outside. You want to look at the sky, look at the trees. You want to, clear yourself out. There's a player I know, who plays in the NBA right now. What he does is prior to the game, what he'll do is he'll close his eyes. He'll go from baseline to baseline, and he will actually count out the steps of the court. So he'll be like, okay, 10 steps, go to the free throw line, eyes closed, boom. 10 steps, go to the rim, eyes closed, open his eyes, see the rafters, see everything. Because when that game comes at you really fast, like you're talking about, like I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I'm seeing the numbers pop up. Probably a whole bunch of people like, oh, Penn's stupid. Penn's stupid. You're stupid. Okay, that's
nobody called you stupid, Penn. Maybe if you use your peripherals, you'd be able to see that he's not. Nobody said you were stupid. Maybe they don't 100% agree with you.
Are leading to
I didn't call you stupid.
Is that Kevin Durant's burner accounts are leading to turnover issues?
I'm saying that increased social media use and increased screen time is going to make you a worse basketball player, especially when that screen time is coinciding with your game time. So I see players sometimes, be checking out my stories.
Fighting at Mars? Are you fighting at me watching ESPN? It's not with my mind as a player.
I just wanted to know if he was saying that Kevin Durant's usage of burners is leading to turnover problems.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you spend a lot of time glued to your phone, a lot of things in your life are going to get worse. I promise you this.
Is it specifically social media?
True.
No. It's specific to your phone. Like, look at how you look at your phone.
Well, it depends what you're doing on your phone.
Yeah, what are you doing on your phone?
This is not natural.
No,
your eyes narrowing.
It doesn't have to be natural. A lot of stuff isn't natural that humans do. There's a lot of stuff that humans do that's not natural. You know what I'm saying? Like this, what we're doing right now is not natural for humans.
No, it is not.
You know what I'm saying? Like most of the stuff that I'm talking about, a high percentage of the stuff that people do post 1970 is not natural for human beings. You know what I'm saying? So So it's just like I feel you.
We don't even eat natural food anymore.
The thing about it is, Penn, let's go back a little bit to what Marge was talking about with the turnovers and how you were saying oh my God, right? How you were saying, Penn,
what is
about his height? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's that you. I don't know if it's really about why is he turning over the ball, especially like when he's dribbling a lot, as opposed to the fact that he's just turnover prone. You know what I'm saying? He's been this height for a long time, and like both of you guys are saying, a lot comes with that. A lot comes with being that tall and dribbling the basketball. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that comes with it.
But it's not about being tall.
What'd you say?
Where your center of gravity is. Low center of gravity, good handle. High center of gravity, bad handle. Brandon Ingram, bad handle.
Wait. What'd you say, Demi?
What's your experience been like being a tall guy with the rock? Do you think that being tall is a correlation to turnovers, or can someone still have an elite handle and not have a correlation to turnovers being a big guy?
Well, I've always had a pretty good handle. Because like my pops was a point guard, so I grew up dribbling the ball.
Stop,
you know what I'm saying? All right, okay. So I grew. I just hey, get down. Dog trying to get up on the counter.
Are you high?
So I grew.
Like, would you say
I got my hips?
No. Are your legs proportionally
real quick
longer
to answer
your body?
I don't.
You have the legs of a 7-footer or the legs of a 6'4" guy?
Well, I'm 6'8", 6'9", so I don't know. But my thing is, so Damien, it's really I think it comes with like experience and just working on your handle and understanding, like to Penn's point, staying low with the basketball is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Working on your handle. So I can't say for sure. I've had, as I grew, I start playing more power forward, played more center, and then went back to playing more on the wing. So it's just kind of like depends. I'm much better like in the open court. You know what I'm saying? Getting the ball. I was much better in the open court. You know what I'm saying? Getting the ball and going. And one thing about Kevin, because I got really long arms, like I got a 7'3" wingspan. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's always been easy for me to kind of leave the ball out there, it's like as bait, let guys go for it, because with my length, it's easier for me to cross over this way. Now I'm like way away from you. You know what I'm saying? So it's I think it's more so just about repetition. And just about repetition and learning, like to Penn's point, staying low with the basketball. No matter how tall or short you are, if you dribble straight up, if you're standing up, it's harder for you to create distance. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, it's easier for you to get knocked off balance. So I think tall guys can have a pretty good handle. Like Paul George is tall as shit. Paul George is 6'9".
But he has
you know what I'm saying?
Center of gravity.
You know what I'm saying? He moves like a guard. You know what I'm saying? He's low to the ground. If you go back and watch like Michael Jordan, like how low he is with that basketball,
low center of gravity.
You're gonna have a good handle. You know what I'm saying? And younger Kevin Durant, I think that handle was immaculate. Like younger Kevin Durant, he was snatching, but he was moving so much better.
Yeah.
You know, that lack of movement, I think, is obviously gonna make you turn over the ball more, because he's used to being able to come here, bink, bink, and be over there now, and you're still reaching right here. Nowadays, he's bink, bink, and he's not all the way over there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, and then into Real Talk's point, I think a lot of people are coming to terms, especially after that Celtic series when he was with the Nets. If you, and I mean, they've been doing it, but back when he was younger, you be a little physical. I'm still quick. Now you're more physical with Kevin Durant. You're blitzing him, trapping him at the top of the key. That's just a bad place for him to be. So if he had Fred VanVleet on that team this year, I think a lot of that goes down. You know what I mean? So it's just a part of the game. Like Kevin Durant's not as good today as he was 10 years ago, and that's just
who has a dope handle who never gets credit for it.
Hold on, Pierre. I want to respond to something Mars said earlier real quick, because he when I said I thought KD had like a guard-like handle in OKC. Like you start like naming off stats. I wasn't necessarily meaning like from a turnover perspective. I'm thinking of he pulled off guard-like dribble combinations regularly, like routinely. He was doing. So I wasn't even thinking of it in the like style or framework that you were thinking of. That was my
also how it looked in terms of guard-like effectiveness.
I mean, but even guards, the more they dribble, they're going to turn the ball over.
Right.
Like anybody that has the ball more turns the ball over more.
That's the issue with Kevin Durant. He didn't have the ball as much as those guards and turned it over more than them.
Would it blow your mind, Real Talk, the year after they went to the NBA championship, Oklahoma City in 2013, Kevin Durant had 23 games where he had 5 or more turnovers. That's almost a third of the season. That's like almost every one out of every 3 games where he's turning the basketball over. And that season,
I don't even think. I'm not even slandering KD. He's 7 foot. Like I'm not expecting him to have a great handle. He has a great handle for his size, but like he's not gonna dribble the ball as well. Like there's people who come and tell you with a straight face, Kevin Durant was a top 5 ball handler in the NBA.
No, he was not.
Like,
he was not that nice.
Respectfully, if you believe that, I think you are out of your mind. Like relative to size, is he one of the greatest ever? Absolutely, but he did not have one of the 5 best handles in the association. Like, and that's not even close. Like, in my opinion,
I wouldn't say all of that.
Worthy of discussion.
But you also got to remember, too.
Some people will believe that.
You also got to remember, too, Kevin Durant had other tools that made his ball handling more potent, more effective.
Yeah, the fact that threat to shoot that jump shot every
the fact that Kevin Durant's hesitation to make you not do this, but actually stand up because you got to be able to contest a shot that's coming from 10 feet in the air already. That right there, as soon as he head fakes you, crossover, you know what I'm saying? And then he used to be so good at twisting his body to turn his hips, so when he cross over, he's already going this way. Kevin Durant's handle, no, just bear with me now, was almost Kyrie-like. It was almost Kyrie-like.
Would it be relative
to size?
Right. I still need to hear where you're going. Well,
just know in his ability to go where he wants, just based on like when you watch Kyrie, his body is moving ahead of where his handle is. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing this crossover while his hips are positioning himself for already to snatch back to go this way. You know what I'm saying? Like he's setting you up to turn your body so he can be here already ahead of you. Kevin Durant used to do stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that he dribbles the ball like Kyrie Irving. I'm not talking about ball handling like bink bink. I'm talking about, and y'all know how I look at ball handling. Like when we talk about who has the best handles, I don't really care. Like,
Tim Duncan better than Kobe.
Don't bring that one up, Mars. That was different. I'm talking about getting where you want. You know what I'm saying? Like getting where you want to go, getting to your spot is what I care about with ball handles. That's the only way I'm comparing it to Kyrie Irving. I'm not comparing it into bing, bing, bing in between all that stuff. I'm talking about getting where you want to go is I think younger Kevin Durant is comparative to that. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he was, moving his body, twisting his hips, making the defender shift. And a lot of it had to do with his ability to turn up. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know what it sounds like he should have been doing more, Ox? Crab dribbling.
Absolutely.
Real talk, while you bullshitting,
But
right?
you know that's
Real
not
talk,
cool no
I
more.
mean, I
real
watched
talk.
him try and do that shit against the Lakers. Still got his shit.
He's not strong enough.
So if we,
I'm not talking about now though. I'm talking about.
Yeah,
before we
I'm
move
with that.
on,
I was strong.
I'm gonna run down some names really quickly for you guys, and this is KD at the apex. Like this is 2017 KD. Is he nicer than James Harden with the pill?
No.
No.
Is he nicer than Dame with the pill?
No.
No.
Is he nicer than Curry with the pill?
No.
No.
Is he nicer than Leonard with the pill?
No.
No.
I don't think he is neither.
Kawhi's so underrated as a ball handler.
Wait, when?
Kawhi might
17.
have like
17.
He's gotten
rounds
better
ago.
now.
He's best. It's a conversation.
You know what? Maybe in 17, maybe give it to KD. But right now,
I thought we were
it's
just
not
talking about
close.
that. I thought we were just talking about their handle, like relative, not just.
At that time,
Is Pete Kevin Durant a better ball handler than Kawhi? That's kind of. Oh, we talking about 17 Kawhi or just Kawhi?
17 Leonard.
Then KD.
Oh,
yes.
He ain't really
Kevin
dribble
Durant.
for real. Yeah, Kawhi ain't really dribble for real with 17. Yeah.
He dribbled a little bit. Like he dribbled the ball. Like,
Right.
But
he had
like
the basket.
right
yeah, but
now,
I said he ain't really dribble.
It was very
but like
calculated.
right now,
Kevin
Kawhi
wasn't
now, like Kawhi
So we
now.
don't-
crazy.
Well,
So-
Kawhi just had such a strong handle at that point to where he wasn't,
And it's
you know,
tight,
didn't need
too.
on the moves. Just just
super tight.
right there, so compact, so strong with it.
But see,
You're not taking it from him. You know?
Kawhi is like
Kawhi handled
genetically
it like
engineered
another level
to
in
dribble
LA,
the
in my
basketball.
opinion.
He has incredibly
hands.
large hands. He has like Shaq-sized hands, first of all. Number two, he has insanely long arms. And number three, he has really short legs. And he's strong. So Kawhi Leonard is like the if you could design a 6'7" wing to dribble the basketball, it would look exactly like Kawhi. You just make him a little bit faster.
So you don't like him. You don't like him with Harden. You don't like him with. I didn't even bring up Kyrie Irving because I don't think that's even necessary to do. So you don't like him with Harden. You don't like him with Curry. You don't like him. I'm going to bring up a guy. Do you think his handle is nicer than John Wall?
No.
I don't think his handle is nicer than John Wall neither. Chris Paul.
Because I don't think it's better than Kawhi's either. I don't know why. I don't even know why I walked that back.
Chris Paul.
I think Kawhi's got a better hand.
In 2017, though?
Yes.
Yes, I think
Kawhi was
got a
nice
better
with the
hand.
pill,
I
yo.
don't even know why I wore that.
I'm
back.
taking
Yes, Kawhi is nice with the pill.
And LeBron's
I-
got a better handle too. You haven't got.
I was about he was my next one. I was about to say James.
Okay,
next.
now I think KD's getting a little bit slept on. I think like he did pull off some insane, like I hear the argument. He did pull off some insane guard combinations. Like he's crossed dudes.
did.
Like
He's not
just
nicer with the pill than
their
Rondo
feet
neither.
falling over. No, of course not. But you're talking about point guards. Don't think you should compare him to point
Well,
guards. I
the
think you should
reason why I'm
compare
bringing this
him
up
to
though, Ken,
wings.
is because the reason why I'm
You
bringing
should be
this up.
talking about him with DeMar
No,
DeRozan and like guys like that.
no. The reason why is because I've heard conversations. KD is a top 5 ball handler in the NBA.
Well,
I've
those are
heard those
crazy
conversations.
That has been
He's
said
that
many
nice
times.
with the pill, and I'm
Well,
like, wait a
chill.
minute.
I think you should stop hanging around in crack dens.
Yeah, that's probably best because I don't think KD is one of the 5 best ball handlers in the league, even when he's at his best.
I mean, I don't think that's crazy.
I mean, it was very elite though.
Like-
If it was very elite though. Like
It's hard. It's
why-
it's
I
like
do
what-
think
saying that
we
though,
up here
saying that
like-
though
Well, no,
doesn't
'cause
diminish,
ball
like, it was
handling-
very
AD
elite.
used to be crazy.
ball
Yeah,
handling
it
is
was.
another one of those things where it's like, yo, we can't really make lists. This is a tier thing. This is a grade thing. These dudes, all of these dudes have such an elite handle, and some of them are faster than the others. So you might think he has a better handle because he's getting there faster. But handling the ball isn't about how quick you can put it between your legs, behind your back, in out dribble, step back. Like, it's about getting somewhere and not allowing them to take it from you. That's what ball handling is about. Kevin Durant is absolutely in these conversations. Kevin Durant had an super elite handle. Super elite. Not regular, not elite, super elite ball handle. Absolutely.
I agree.
I agree.
Now his passing out of double teams, getting trapped. Maybe that could come into question. But handling that basketball, absolutely. Look,
Is he nicer
we can't
keep
list
going.
it. It's a tier thing. Chill. We can't list it. You know, he's a
Is he in the same tier
ball
with?
handler.
Is he in the same tier with Paul George as a ball handler?
No. My God, man.
PG's
Yeah,
not.
PG something else with that basketball.
I think.
And, but you
George
know what?
is
Sometimes
the
Paul
point
George.
guard for you
But
with
look,
his
this
handle.
is the problem. This is the problem. So this is where I might take Kevin Durant because Paul George had the issue where he would over dribble. Where it's like, bro, stop playing with the ball. Like you could have went. Kevin Durant a lot of times get straight to it. Boop boop bow. Paul George want to dance with you.
This
You know what I'm saying? Paul George want to buy you. He want to buy you a drink.
Paul George will beat you and then snatch back to try to beat you again.
Snatch back to you. Yeah.
He want to dip you, flip you, spin you. All like, come on, bro. Just get to it. So yeah. So in some instances, I'm taking KD. Same thing. And one mixtape tour.
You know what you should?
Yeah, around like how if handles are effective to get to spots where you're unstoppable, does that make your handle better because you get there every time? I think it's an interesting. I mean,
functionality is important for sure.
Functionality, but manipulation is most important. Like, can I legitimately convince you that I'm going left and then pull it back, have that on a string? Am I able to invite the double team? Am I able to split the double team? Am I able to punish the defense for mistakes?
He could do these things, yeah. He could do those things.
Those are very important things because there's a lot of 6'9" wings who've never dreamt of splitting a double team. So
like KD was special.
You know, or even dribbling against pressure. If a defense sends pressure to you in the backcourt and you're the ball handler, that means there's a disadvantage somewhere, right? Because they're pressing up on you. If you could beat your man, it's 5-on-4 the rest of the way. So just the ability to get past your man is one step, but then to be able to get past the help is the second step to handle. And that's why I think Kyrie is special, because he not only manipulates the defense, he not only takes care of the basketball, he beats his man, and then he can beat the help as well, and he can split those double teams, and he can play make out of those. And I think playmaking and ball handling always go hand in hand for me as an equation, and that's why, and that's where KD gets docked major marks.
Well, that's the thing right there. Kyrie has to do that. Kyrie has to do that. KD, when you're the second help coming at KD, I don't got to do nothing else but pull up.
But Kyrie,
that's where KD's mid-range pull-up is so lethal, where he can beat that first guy. Where Kyrie Irving might see him and he might head fake, spin move, step back, cross, and go to the rim. Kevin Durant rip through, beat that first guy. It's the same thing.
I don't think Kyrie's as wasteful as people think he is.
I didn't say wasteful. That's not what I just described. What I just described isn't wasteful. What I described is a guy that's 6'1", 6'2", that it doesn't have the ability to pull up over that help, who has to manipulate that help and get to a different shot, a floater, a layup, a scoop, a kick, and comparing that to a 7-foot guy who can just pull up. I got to my spot. You know what I'm saying?
Early Kyrie did want to play with his food a little bit. Early Kyrie.
So did
once we get to like Bron comes back, Kyrie, he cleaned it up. But early on,
was actually too efficient in my opinion. He don't play with the ball enough for how good he is as a ball handler.
Them first years, Cleveland asked Kyrie used to beat you, snatch you back a little bit. Now he was so good to where he would just get you another time. Like he would, beat you, snatch back, you recovered. Now I'm good enough to bink and just cross you again. But I want to question about like KD, because there's a player he played with where I don't think his handle was ever that great, and that's Russell Westbrook. Like 14 to 16, who had a better handle?
Russell Westbrook.
Hell no.
Hell yeah. I think Russ was nicer with the pill than KD.
You see better.
I'll go KD.
KD was more creative. Russell was better.
Because Russ just put his head down, boom, boom, boom. Like I'm faster than you. My handle isn't better than yours. I'm faster than you.
But Russ had those combinations too, like
Russ
right to left.
And
Russ didn't do a lot with the peel, like a lot of bink, but Russ was effective with his bink. Like he throw the ball between his legs and pew, go right by you.
I think
like he throw the ball
we're talking about different things here. Some of us are talking about the efficiency of the handle and the ability to navigate spaces on the court. The other person is saying, this guy's more likely to make the N1 mixtape tour. It's not the same thing. I knew plenty of guys who were very, very creative with their handle. They could do crazy shit with a basketball, pull it through their shirt, wrap it around their head, wrap it around your head, and then, do some crazy shit. They had great mastery of the basketball. Put them in a 5-on-5 setting. None of that shit matters. They're just dribbling the air of the basketball. Rafer Alston's a great example of a guy who had to learn to do a lot less. But that dude was great with the basketball.
Yeah, Skip was nice with the pill. Yes, he was.
I think you guys
Russell Westbrook to me never had an elite handle, but I think it is hard for somebody that quick, explosive, and fast to have one. That's what makes Derrick Rose ball handling very, very impressive, is because he was able to change direction.
I mean, John
that
Morant has an
quickly.
elite handle.
John Morant is another one. Yeah. But
I don't love that.
Russ lost the ball.
He
a
way
lot.
out here with the pill.
Russ did lose the ball a lot.
How'd you feel about Brandon Roy's handle?
Lost the ball a lot.
Russ did.
I like Brandon Roy's.
We do got to run through super chats, y'all.
Yes,
but
sir.
real quick,
Brandon
and I know we're not gonna have too much time to talk about it. But Chill and Pin, I would like for y'all just to kind of shout out what teams y'all were disappointed in this season.
So really quickly, like less than a minute, it was the Minnesota Timberwolves for me. They always left me wanting more. I mean, they won 49 games this year. I thought that they were a 55, close to a 60-win team if they were together. Like it always was, for lack of a better term, there was meat left on the bone with those guys. Like defensively, I felt like they should have been better. Anthony Edwards should have been much better as a defender this year. Rudy Gobert could have been better as a finisher around the rim. Julius Randle should have been better as a bucket getter. I just felt like this group, with the talent that they had, they should have been better than what they were, and they just weren't.
What about the team they beat?
Oh, Denver was definitely a disappointment.
I'm not gonna lie. They were so disappointed. I forgot they were disappointed.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Denver was definitely a disappointment. I had them in the NBA championship. I had them winning the NBA championship this year.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think injuries.
It was
I
Denver,
think injuries did them.
If we're doing a tier, I just thought about Minnesota off the top of my head. But if we're actually thinking about it, Denver was the most disappointing. I had them winning the NBA championship this year.
Yeah.
Are we factoring in playoff performance as well?
Sure.
Are we talking about roster moves as well?
Sure.
I think the Celtics were really disappointing. I know they were like the big surprise team. Yeah, y'all zigging, I'm zagging. Fuck it. You know, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something that y'all haven't thought of. Like,
this is about to be some Jaylen Brown. Something.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Like, look, this was a team that was supposed to come into that season. This was supposed to be a gap year, right? But it turned out to not be a gap year. Instead, they pushed almost 60 wins at one point. They beat the crap out of a lot of really bad teams, and against really good teams, they struggled a lot. So it was a lot of fool's gold, quite frankly. A lot of role players overperforming, a lot of shooting luck, Jaylen Brown going nuts, all that stuff. Jason Tatum rushes back, right? He gets healthy. You go into the playoffs, and what do? You lose a 3-1 lead. Then you go into the offseason, you trade the guy who carried you all year for Paul George and two first-round picks, and your entire fan base is devastated. It's just, and who you traded it to and what you got back for it. I feel like this is a crazy disappointing team because it's kind of dominated the entire offseason, and now you got people debating Jaylen Brown versus Derek White and Hugo Gonzalez. You know what I mean?
Nuts.
Like, to not get Giannis, to get Tatum back, to not get the draft pick. That's the other thing, right? Now, I like what they did with Chris Sinak, but dude, this was a team that was supposed to draft top 5 this year. And so imagine this team with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Oh, they're overpaid. But now we got Caleb Wilson. Now we got AJ DeBonsa, who happens to be from Boston. I think this was a squandered opportunity. And to do all that winning against all these garbage-ass teams, and then to go to the playoffs and shit the bed, lose a 3-1 lead, trade one of your franchise players, I think that's hella disappointing.
You're disappointed in them because they didn't tank?
I'm disappointed that you did all this.
You're disappointed in it because they went out there and competed?
No, I'm not disappointed in that. I'm disappointed that they didn't have a strategic vision for what the hell they were doing, because if they didn't believe in Jaylen Brown, they shouldn't have let him carry them to 56 wins. Kind of, just I don't know, trade
of disappointment. But
I mean it is disappointing because you're thinking from a total team dynamic situation that last year might as well just not have happened. And you don't even have like a cheap lottery pick to add to it. And we all know the Celtics know how to draft.
Oh, they got Chris Sinak, who in your mind is a lottery talent. So
yeah, he's a late lottery talent.
Wow.
Caleb Wilson. I hope y'all gave Caleb Wilson his flowers today, man. And I hope y'all gave Braden Burris his flowers too.
We did.
I mean, it was definitely poor asset management, because when you think about the players that Jaylen Brown was reportedly in trade talks for throughout the years, right? You go from AD, KD, Giannis. Who else was in that mix? Had to be another player I'm missing. AD,
I think that was
KD,
it.
Giannis.
I think that shit was the only one that was serious was Giannis. I think all that other shit was fluff.
But to go from those 3 players to 36, Paul George, and then to send him to Philly,
they want him gone.
That means they don't think Jaylen Brown is that good. That's what that means.
Just wanted him gone.
I don't understand how that means that if they
traded him in the division.
Yeah, but
not just in the division, to the team that they just lost to, by the way.
If you
to their rival.
If you have the ability to trade him for Kevin Durant and Giannis, but you hold on to him instead, I think that shows that you still value this guy. And then the relationship sours, and then you have to come off of him and, the money and all that. But if you don't trade him for Kevin Durant when you could have traded him for Kevin Durant, I think that means that you actually do value this guy.
Oh, no, I think at one point they valued him.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm saying by the time that we get to the trade, I'm saying by the time we get to the trade, getting traded for a 36-year-old on a division team, it shows. Like, to me, that low-key confirmed they really did maybe think this nigga was like the 5th best player on the team or something like that. Like, as asinine as that sounds,
I mean, Paul George.
I would count that towards next season, not this season.
Yeah, Paul George is better than everybody that Jaylen Brown was playing with this season. So it's like Paul George is coming onto this team, and he's gonna be like their 2nd best player.
Derek White, please. Thank you.
No, absolutely not. Paul George is better than Derek White.
One day you will respect Derek White, man. One day.
Paul George is better than Derek White. I think so. This is the crazy thing about it. So yeah, Paul George isn't as good as Jaylen Brown, but Paul George is still the 2nd best player on the team now. So
if Paul George is better than Derek White, then he's better than Jaylen Brown. So
right, okay. So regardless, like Paul George is the 2nd best player on the Celtics now.
Ox, what's the difference between Sacramento in 23 losing to the Golden State Warriors and then Ox, what's the difference between Sacramento losing to the Golden State Warriors in 23 and trading De'Aaron Fox to the Golden State Warriors for Draymond Green?
What do you mean?
What's the difference between that and what the Celtics did?
I mean, I see your parallel. Older player, inefficient, about to get paid. I get it. It's stupid.
That was interesting.
No, that's a very intellectually curious. By the way, shout outs to Doris Burke, who on a broadcast that Jaylen Brown was intellectually curious. I'm getting a feeling Doris Burke might be watching PC.
And chill, we don't have like we wouldn't have had another like it's not like it's not like we have 2 of those guys. Like we didn't have 2 De'Aaron Foxes. I mean, I value Malik Monk, but we didn't have 2 De'Aaron Foxes and a guy that plays that similar position that's like a little better than De'Aaron Fox in some people's eyes to like just come off of De'Aaron Fox. So that would have been.
Well, they did have that. They traded it.
Tyrese Halliburton wasn't on the team in 23. We're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. They had that. They traded it to Indiana. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So if that happened in 2023. And Tyrese Halliburton was still on the team, then okay, that's the same thing. But we didn't, so that would be crazy. It's not. Yeah. That would be insane. But let's get to these super chats, y'all. It's a Kyrie. Says what makes Kyrie the greatest is the way he moved his body along with the ridiculous control of the ball. There is a reason why nobody else in history looks like him out there. It's the creativity of his body movement.
The creativity of his body movement doesn't matter.
It's Hakira.
The creativity of his body movement doesn't matter if he doesn't have the ball on the string. Like he could be moving all day long, but if he's losing the basketball, that doesn't matter.
I mean, it's all interconnected. Like the agility, the footwork, the balance, then obviously having the ball on a string. All of them tie into obviously like the elite ball handlers. When you can't just be stiff and then it's not.
When you guys were training your handle, did you ever use a heavy ball?
Yes.
She would just use bricks.
He used garbage bags. Kyrie used garbage bags for his handle.
Helpful.
So that'd be slippery.
Yeah, or you could just train with an NBA ball.
Train with a bull hog glove. Bull hog gloves.
The ball hog gloves. But an NBA ball has like very little to no grip. And that was a very shocking revelation to me as a young kid, because I was so used to like playing with Wilson evolutions and stuff like that. And then I got with this trainer who only used like official NBA ball, and I'm like, damn, that made me even more appreciative of like, I'm like, how is Kyrie spinning the ball off the backboard like this with this slippery ass ball? Like, that's great.
The way that people,
you got to train with those TF 1000s.
Yeah, the way that people talk about his handle, though, when NBA players talk about it, their most impressive thing is that they say with him nothing is predetermined, so everything is reactionary based on what the defender is. So that level of like genius or like processing in like the fastest time possible is what makes Kyrie probably the best ball handler ever. It's just unheard of.
Look at you crazy when you say he's the most skilled player ever, because rebounding is a skill.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the most. Also, Ox, you know, one thing that also shout out to Mr. Wheeler, best trainer I've ever had in my life, basketball. He's a guy from New York. His son, Xavier Wheeler, he played at Kentucky and Washington University at like 5'8". So obviously real big on, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing that he used to do regularly for our ball handling drills, like we did some drills for like 10, 15 minutes maybe. And then it was like, we're running ones. That's what gets your handle. Like you gotta play and then get some creativity in your mind.
Absolutely.
So you know what I'm saying? Because that's really what separates Kyrie. It's like his creativity is. I
always talk about that, real talk. I think it's mostly like that millennial generation. I think we grew up playing a lot of 21, and I think that's why there's a lot of bucket getters and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll tell you, like a lot of times it'll be 4 of us, and instead of playing 2s, we're gonna play 21. You know what I'm saying? You're going 1-on-3. You know what I mean? So. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that sorry ass Devin Booker shit. Oh, stop double teaming. Nah, we on your ass. Like, you know. So I agree with you 100%. Like, don't get me wrong. I think there's always a time and place for just regular ball handling through the cones. I'm super big on two ball drills. You know what I'm saying? I love 2-ball drills. I got a drill I do with my guards where, you know, you have 2 balls and we're walking up the court. I'm backpedaling and you're coming at me and you're boom, boom. And you have to pass me this way. You got to pass with your left. And when we come back, you got to pass with your right. But I need a good pass. And once you pass that ball, that right hand is going to be between behind, or it might be double behind, you know, in and out behind, whatever it is. And I'm giving you the ball right back. So you got to pass it, quick move, ball's coming, boom, boom, boom. And we're doing it all the way down. If you mess up, you got to go back to the nearest line. So if you mess up before the free throw line, go back to half court line, you know. And then so I really like two ball handling drills. You know, there's so much. But to your point, though, if you're not working on this against defense, if you're not being creative with it, if you're not, you know, putting yourself in disadvantage, it's pointless, you know. It's pointless.
And another thing he believed in was we never did the same thing. Like every workout, it was he had this other type of drill. Like he believed in y'all remember P90X muscle confusion. Yeah, that he believed like not doing the same thing repetitively and always like having your brain mentally engaged and stuff also kind of like helps facilitate with the creativity and stuff like that. So
y'all want to know something really funny? In Canada, they call what you call 21, they call it American. Yeah, because 21 is a completely different game over here. It's 1-on-1. If you score, you get free throws, 1 point, then you recheck. So that was weird when I got over here. I was like,
that is 21. But I mean, most of the time we shoot from the 3 though. Some people shoot from the free throw. But if you score, you get your 2 points. Then you shoot your free. You shoot your 3.
But he's saying it's strictly 1-on-1 though.
It's 1-on-1.
You said only 1-on-1.
He said yeah.
So in American, right? Like you played with 6 guys. One time we played with 8 people and we had 2 balls. We tried to invent a game called double.
Man,
American.
that's why y'all ain't never gonna catch up to us in basketball doing shit like that. Y'all just do anything.
We creative. We're the Kyries of the world, man. Stop it.
Tupac Westside says, "Morning, fellas. LA looks good in summer league. Knife handful. Wait, what's he saying right here? Knife handful.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Nice handful. Oh, yeah, because the V's right there by the C. That's right. Nice handful of talent that we can develop for the future. I'm anxious for LeBron's decision. Hope he makes up his mind so teams can make more moves. LA specifically. Man, waiting around for Bron is crazy. I'm not going to be sitting around waiting for Bron.
I'm real. I just genuinely have.
I really don't care.
Yeah, like, I really don't care where he ends up going. And every time I keep scrolling the timeline, is Steph, what's your campaign for LeBron? Like, bro, there's no way it's this deep. Like, just let the guy go wherever he goes. Like, twerking for LeBron at this point. Like, I mean, I get like, god damn, like the media. I'm watching summer league games. Where do you think LeBron's going? DeMarcus Cousins? What? Like, what? Why am I hearing this? Like,
LeBron's
out to
factor,
man, he the
bro.
face of the league because there's no way. Like, you see what's going on? The man about to be
It's
42,
forced.
and they talking about like, God, that cool. It may be forced. He the face of the league. Like, it may be forced. He's the face of the league.
If
He
Kobe
is. I mean,
Bryant
he's still
had played out his final year and said, "I'm leaving the Lakers. I'll sign a minimum contract with any team that I so choose.
Yeah, but Kobe
but
was
I'm going to leave the
Kobe was super
Lakers."
washed.
Everyone would be going crazy, even though at that point
Exactly,
Kobe was
Dan.
very,
Exactly.
very not.
And
These-
Kobe
these-
was the
these
face
are
of the
two-
league even in
Kobe was a shell of
2016.
it. Kobe was a shell of
Do we
himself.
forget what the landscape of the
It's not the
NBA
same.
was in 2016?
These are two different
Everyone
level
was
players
saying
too.
Any,
Like
any top 20
everyone
player
was following
ever
the
They're not on
do
the
this.
same
If
level.
any top 20
LeBron is still a top 15 player in the NBA.
I will
Kobe
tell you
was
this
not.
right now.
No,
Michael
he is
Jordan,
not.
Michael
LeBron
Jordan
and Kobe's
coming
Why
back
do y'all
motion
keep
in 16.
saying
to
that?
play for the
Top-
Wizards
he's top
was
20 at
front
least.
page news in Italy. Okay,
Wherever he is, he's got motion. the
So-
same way Kobe in 16 had motion.
Yes.
It's
There's
Kobe, it's
no
LeBron.
there's no reason for us to pretend like LeBron James still isn't one of the major figures
He's
in the
good.
league.
He's a good
Clearly.
player.
I'm not even saying.
Well,
he's
I'm not even talking about that,
wherever
real talk.
team he
I'm
goes
talking
to.
about
just
clearly
saying
a
that it's working for him.
factor about.
Oh,
you know
he's
what I'm
still,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
he's still definitely one of.
Yeah.
if not the face of the league. That's for him.
Ito says, I just saw a video of Mike Dunleavy saying, we're about to complete the roster with the smile stamped on his face. All this for him to re-sign GP2 and give Cryer a regular contract. Please, bro.
Completing the roster is just bringing back.
I mean,
Duren.
LJ Crier's cool, actually.
He ain't better than Brian.
I agree. He's not.
Sure.
James Gauss. My first time ever watching the World Cup or soccer is in general. Offsides confuses me, and Yamal is the best player in the world with my non-knowledge.
Coming to that conclusion of this World Cup is funny, because Jamal has been way off like his standard. I do agree though, he's the best in the world, but just don't run past the defenders. There you go.
The amount of people
Are
I've
there
seen
people up-
discovering the game of soccer is crazy, man.
I mean, the World Cup's in the
Crazy.
US. I mean, yeah, the World Cup's in
It's
US.
crazy,
It's
man.
kind
But you know
of-
what? It sucks.
It's just
because
hilarious.
I suck at soccer.
Damn it,
I got
damn
cut
it,
from
it is
every soccer team
crazy.
ever.
How
So I have a lot
dope
of-
I'm realizing soccer is.
Like the,
Yeah,
the
like,
antici-
yeah.
like people think because the score is low that there isn't a lot of excitement. But bro, when it is 0-0 and the official goes, 8 minutes of extra time, those 8 minutes are unrivaled in sports. The tension and
You
like
just have to wait 90 minutes to get
it's
to
the
a
build
quarter
up.
way.
No, bro. It's the build up, or like it's just like because there are fewer scoring chances and because there's no real break in the action, like other than hydration breaks. But like honestly, the clock keeps running. That's what makes me nervous. I'm like, damn, how long y'all gonna drink water? Get up, get back out there. You down 1-0. You know what I mean? I think the clock
Hydration breaks aren't a
stoppages
thing, by
in
the way.
Yeah, this is
It's like a
that's
new
a
con- that's a new
American-
concept.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
American
I mean,
imperialism. Just
yeah.
hijacking the game. I don't
Well,
know
because
what the hell that is.
it's hot out here. We're just trying to make sure
Even in
nobody
games,
falls
it's an
out.
ad- it's
where
an
it
ad
has-
break.
I mean, they played
even
in
in games
Qatar.
where it hasn't
USA.
been hot, there's been hydration breaks. What it
Yeah,
is,
yeah, but I'm
is
saying
it's an ad break. That's what it is.
When you
but-
you playing in Miami, it's humid. We don't want nobody
yeah,
falling
we
out
had
on live
hydration breaks
television.
when the World Cup was in Qatar. There were hydration breaks in games where it was really hot. That's just a common practice in the sport. When it's really hot,
okay.
hydration breaks. Well,
Okay,
the US
really
decided
hot in
is,
America.
regardless, hydration break. That's what they decided.
Okay, well, it's really hot in America
we
right
just,
now.
We just care about our athletes.
Yeah, and
Mars,
then
that's
some
all.
games it would actually make sense for there to be hydration breaks.
How
There were games
how
where
dare y'all
it
force
was-
us to
it was
get
20 degrees
hydrated?
Yeah,
Celsius.
exactly.
Yo,
Yeah,
I just want to let y'all know the air quality right now in Toronto
what it
is
is.
so bad right now because of the wildfires. Bro, it's like I stepped outside to last night. I walked about a mile and I thought that I was about to die. I had to like sit down for a second. I'm in good shape. So for me to walk a mile, like to just go to the grocery store, I wanted to get myself some cake to celebrate Spain winning. Man, like the air quality is so bad. I cannot imagine being an athlete in this environment. Like,
man, in Northern California, that's a regular thing. We grow up in that smoke. Sucks. So like when you play football in Northern California, like you try, it's just like that. We got wildfires. It's really bad.
the sky is orange outside, bro. It looks like
That's how
the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, be
bro.
safe out there. Yeah.
Why is he lying? Says, forgot which one of y'all said Nate Amint is pretty bad. It seems to check out so far. On the other hand, though, I'm starting to like Koa Pete for real. Gonna have to improve jumper, but he looks good.
Koa looks awesome.
Kobe P has looked good, yeah. I mean, Penn said it. He knows how to play basketball, and he's strong. I still have my issues with him, but I mean, at 30, it made sense. I still do just view him as also a Godara variant for the Suns, but that's not a bad thing. I like Osama Godara.
Athleticism is very like the way he plays is very Aaron Gordon like. Very Aaron Gordon like. He has so many Gordonisms. If he can ever figure out that jump shot, like that would be crazy. I was watching the other game where the game on the line, he takes a 3 and he swears that someone touched it, but no one did because of their ball.
That was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
He does not have that. But the mid-range shot is there.
Yeah, it looked.
It's
just saw some midi pull-ups. Yeah.
So he's got a very confident game, and he's got that physicality. You know, shout out. See, he might be the next Paolo Banchero.
This one here, I want to keep to one person. I'm as a matter of fact, real talk. I was coming to you. I want you to go ahead and take care of this. This super chat from Drew Knows Boy. It says one of the best debates I've seen on Twitter. Rank these players all time 1 through 4. Kyrie, Dame, Clay, Paul George. And what do you value? And I feel everyone has a different rank with this one, but we're just gonna hear one ranking. Let's get you to do this real talk real quick. Kyrie, Dame, Clay, Paul George, all time.
Kyrie, Dame, Clay. I got Paul George, Kyrie, Dame, Clay.
Oh shit!
Guarantee you, no one agrees with that.
Like this could be an episode. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this could be
that. Damn near could be because that it shows like what do you value, things like that.
You value primacy.
I'm gonna be honest. I think if you don't have Clay,
PG is the best player on that list, though.
The immortal Klay Thompson.
I disagree with that. But
all time.
Yeah, I can't rationalize Clay being anywhere but 4. But
yeah, Clay is last. Absolutely.
Like Clay is so easy. I don't know why Clay's there, but shout out to him.
But chill. Reasonable doubt or blueprint?
Reasonable doubt. I think that's
clearly reasonable doubt.
I think reasonable doubt is Jay-Z's best work of all the stuff that he's ever done.
It's
so clearly reasonable doubt.
Yeah, I think that's his best work.
Also, Penn, if I don't give a damn if I'm in a gym by myself, if I shoot an air ball, somebody touched it.
Close the window, real talk. Close the door.
Nah, and I've seen many apples from the realest of talk.
That is not true. That's not true. That is not true.
I've seen some flamethrowers, I'll tell you that much.
Door.
You hear Damian go glazing like I ain't watching miss like 28 in a row before he got ripped. I mean, I get
Hey, you said warm-up shots. You have to get the hands warm. You have to get,
I lost count, man. It was a loss.
One piece says I love how in ball talk you can say bink 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 and no said player has it on a string. Absolutely. That's
I do like that. Yeah, I do like that.
OG team, KD not a number 1 option. I don't care. If you don't win ship as a number 1 option, you're not a 1A. Becky Hammond rules. Keep that same energy.
Well, Becky Hammond's point was about Brunson isn't a 1A because of a small guard, blah, blah, blah. I mean, KD is if anything, so people like Roto, big guards. So, kind of like the opposite.
Becky just clearly has a problem with midgets. She just hates midgets.
She's 5'6".
In my prime, I was
I mean, which is an above average height for a while.
She's a woman.
But is it below average height for a WNBA player?
Right. But she's a woman.
She was very small for a WNBA player.
There's a lot of 5'7".
She said she was wrong.
There's not a
lot. Average guard height, right?
There's been a lot of 5'7" guards. Yes, there has.
I mean, today.
I don't know. I don't really want to argue it.
Like I'm just telling you, the average height of a WNBA player when she played was about, I don't know, 6'1", 6-ish. So her being 6 inches shorter than the average is like let's say the average NBA player is 6'3".
And Jalen Brown and Jalen
like-
Brunson is further away.
Well,
from
the average NBA
than
player
Becky.
is 6'7".
6'7".
Okay, so Jalen
And he's
Brunson is
5'11".
almost-
6'6" though.
He's not
actually.
5'11".
Oh, is it?
He just has
That's
a
because
really
they
big
measure
head.
everyone without shoes
Jalen
on.
Brunson is tiny.
Okay.
Adam, he's smaller in his sport than Becky was in hers. But
close.
anyways, though, Adam West the Bandit, free Jordan Poole. Yeah, man, free him, man, free him.
Ox, you been watching Olivia Miles?
As much as I can. I haven't been I haven't really been watching too much basketball, honestly. Summer League RW, but I've
She
seen
wins this
some
MVP.
things.
I just don't want you to
It's
be upset.
not
That's all.
possible. It's
That's
just
all.
not happening. Like
I'm just
Asia,
letting you know.
Asia is walking into this MVP. Shout out to Olivia. Clips fan
Ox,
12.
one
I don't
quick thing.
pin. Please, I don't want to argue about this. I don't care how tall these people are. Clips fan 1221. Manning and Kaluma fried us last night.
Yeah, you don't care how tall they are because
Yeah.
you're 6'8". Jalen Brunson. is
No,
like
I don't
6'1"
care about how
barefoot.
tall they are because I'm trying to
I
get
think
these
it's because
super chats.
Ox wants to get
I
out
got
and,
shit to do today. I got to
having-
get to the
having-
gym.
Then
Like,
don't
you know what I'm
lie
saying?
about Jalen Brunson's height. He was 6'2".
You okay? I don't care.
This
He's
is a
he's
Derek
he's a
White
he's
situation
a
all over
midget.
again.
Okay, he's
He's
tiny.
They should
6'2".
give
You don't get to
Kaluma
call
two
him
ways.
a
They should give Kaluma
He's
two ways.
tiny.
By the way, there's no way Jalen Brunson is 6'2". By the way.
Right,
Yeah, he
he's
measures
just
6'1"
not
barefoot.
6'2". He's just not 6'2". Like
Pre-draft.
that's fine.
So
But,
unless he's been shrunk. He
I
just
seen it too,
Yeah,
Ben.
he was on his
I
tip.
seen
He
it
was
too.
on his tip.
There you go.
But as you were saying, Ox,
Joe One Kenobi. Okay. Y'all seen that video of Joe Mazzulla boxing? My coach beating every other coach's ass.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla's an
Got it.
athlete. I don't know why
I
people
still don't know if he won it with Ime though.
I'll give you special guest
OG
referee
team.
Nia Long.
Can y'all name and rank the top 4 best defensive trios in the NBA? In no pin, Kawhi investigation still going and not official.
about to be.
I mean,
Wemby, Castle,
he's practicing with the Raptors.
and
What do you want?
Someone. Wemby, Castle, and someone. Whoever. the
One
third best
because
defender.
whoever. Yeah.
Harper.
Devin, not Devin
Uh,
Vassell.
Oh,
For me, it would be
Denzel.
Dylan Harper, but for whoever you.
Okay.
Want. Chet, Caruso, J-Dub, for me.
Okay.
Scotty, CMB, Kawhi.
Kawhi investigation still ongoing.
Investigation. Did you not read the super chat pin?
We have not
I
seen that.
don't care.
Bam, Giannis, Davian.
Oh, Bamianis, Davion. That's
Yes.
nice. That's nice.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
It was Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Derek White. That was a good trio.
Well, no, it wasn't because Jalen Brown.
OG McKellen,
Yeah, he ain't
Mitchell.
getting no more.
But you know,
gone now.
shout
Well,
out to
Mitch is with the
Well, I
Celtics
mean,
now, though.
Jason
Damn it.
Tatum,
Mitch is
Paul
gone,
George,
yeah,
Derek
Mitch
White
is
music.
gone.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Paul George music.
That's
Oh,
great,
Mitch
actually.
Robinson's there too. Mitch Robinson mused me as well. Yeah. The Celtics might have
Yeah,
one. Yeah, the
yeah.
Celtics might have one.
Yeah. Okay. One more. Give me one
Yeah, the
more.
Rockets might have. The Rockets will have a combination as well.
Tari.
Smart
Damn,
in the
Asar
mid.
ain't got
KD.
no help. Like I can't get no one for Asar.
They got Marcus Smart.
What, K?
Asar, Ron Hollins, and Cade. Like is that
Yeah.
how I gotta go? I mean, I
Hey,
guess.
A Mentari and Smart. That's
No, I'll
gonna
go
be
Isaiah Stewart.
elation.
I'll go Asar, Ron Hollins, Isaiah Stewart. Those three. I'll go with
He's
those
not
three.
there anymore.
Yeah,
That's
but it
right.
was
Isaiah's gone.
It was last
Oh,
year.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I
Okay,
need
so LFC. What do you think about Ade Mara?
Adai Mara had one of his better
think
games
he's
yesterday.
I'm lukewarm.
Nah, I think he sucks, but
He's not
I'm
like
lukewarm.
he's a
I'm very
connect-
This is the kid that they say is supposed to be the Wemby stopper.
okay. This was not.
I don't know why. I don't know who said that,
It's
but if
just
whoever said
stupid.
it has now set him up.
You know,
failure.
like-
They're
but
trying to
he-
set this kid up for the
sometimes-
worst failure
Yeah,
ever.
he was
bro.
never that. Yeah.
Sometimes people just repeat shit like, oh, this is the guy that people are supposed to say, and it's like one person said it. Dude, stop victory
Well,
lapping. On
I don't
this.
know.
Man, that's
Some
too
it's
many.
it's
Adai
not it's not
Mara-
it's not
It
a
was
vic- it's
definitely
not a
more than
victory
Adai
lap.
Mara.
Adai
It's not a
Mara
victory lap
has
to me
been
because
brought
I'm
in to
asking is
connect
that
the
what they're
roster.
saying?
Yeah. Well, they
Okay,
is like one or two idiots online. He's not a Wemby stopper, but he's a 7'3", really connective big, and right now he has very little to connect. Look at their freaking roster; it's not good. When he plays with a big club, he'll be a lot better. But
Wemby's about to do him dirty just
I mean, he
because
had
of one or
missed a
two
single shot
idiots on the
yesterday, so-
internet.
He looks soft to me. When I see him play, he looks like a
He didn't look soft
He's
when they won the
got
national
mobility
championship.
issues.
Did he?
No, he
Did
is
you?
not.
Hey, did you? Hey, did you?
I
Did
mean,
you see?
he was
Nah.
still-
Got
he was still
mobility
right
issues,
now.
man.
Can win,
He
man.
looked
Real talk.
soft.
Did you see that? Did you see that? What was it? Oh my god. He did his best Jokic impersonation when the kid went to the rim and he turned it. What are you doing? Just go block that shit. Like, oh, that shit was terrible. Clips fan 1221. My sports life is definitely not fun. Huh.
Oh, Clippers fan. Yeah, Clippers fan.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel bad for you, brother. I don't say that you want. Damn.
So my sports fandom is amazing. So
Imagine being a Clippers fan. Clips fan 1221. And 2021 was the year. The Kawhi injury in the Utah series killed us. Ingles has been on hate watch ever since. Oh, that wasn't Joe's fault.
You can't blame Joe Ingles for that. That's
shout out to my guy Joe Ingles, man.
Yeah, man, Joe's a legend.
Shout out to him. He's playing over in Australia now, right? That's where he's going.
Yeah, he's playing for Melbourne now. Yeah, which is one of the reasons why Dash Daniels had to leave as well.
That's fine. Clips fan 1221. Healthy Kawhi. We beat Phoenix in 5 and Milwaukee in 6.
Assuming everything still happens to Brooklyn the same way, I do think the Clippers win the title in 21. Based on if Kawhi's out.
I guess
before Leonard tore his knee up, I thought the Jazz Clippers winner was going to the NBA championship.
You've been believing in Donovan Mitchell for half a decade.
You don't pay for championships, man. You pay for a chance at a championship. That's really what it is.
Another one.
You don't get one, bro.
You know what, Chill? Why don't you go ahead and take care of this one? Rank these teams from worst to best. 12 Thunder, 95 Magic, 18 Rockets, 94 Knicks, 02 Kings.
02 Kings at the bottom.
Whoa! It says worst to best.
Yeah, so worst.
That's not the worst.
I don't think that they were. I don't think they better than the Rockets.
Oh, this is disgusting.
This is just hate at this point.
I don't think they better than the Rockets.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think they better than the Rockets.
Ridiculous.
So I'm gonna say 02 Kings. I'm gonna say 12 Thunder, 18 Rockets.
Oh, so you picked the wrong person.
Whoa, rewind.
Yes, rewind.
02 Kings, 95 Magic.
What the fuck?
12 Thunder, 18 Rockets.
No way the 94 Knicks are this good.
You know what? You don't get to ask Shaq's cousin about the 02 Kings, okay? That's just wrong. It's flagrant. I want an investigation. Claude Latorre, get on his
and
ass,
the 95
man.
Magic.
What is this bullshit?
I'm not gonna lie. I think the 02 Kings are damn near the best team there.
They are. Actually, they are.
Absolutely.
There's like one team that might push them, but they're better than they're better than the next team. They're better. God, man.
The 02 Kings in the 18
just ruined my day.
This is disgusting. Disgusting.
Absolutely crazy.
18
That's
Rockets.
okay.
I
Lubanski,
think the
Plutoski.
18 Rockets are better than the 02.
I'm fine with that. Those are my top two, and then maybe like the 95 Magic third, and then the Thunder are last, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's insane. Lubanski, Plutoski. Looks like Mexico and Spider-Man 2 outside right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Actually, no, the Knicks are last. Thunder be second last.
MTHJ 301. The debate was who career you would rather have. Okay.
Between who?
I don't know.
There's 4 Clay, PG.
Oh, those for
Dame.
all whose career? Who made the most money?
Paul George, I think.
Dame,
Paul George,
Dame, probably.
Then that's
I'm gonna
the
be honest.
career.
Of all of them,
Dame or
Dame
Paul
might have
George.
made
major injury. All of them have had major injuries. I'm like, I'll go Dame. He tore his Achilles. I'll go Paul George. Snapped his leg in half. I'll go Kyrie. Fractured his knee.
Ooh.
Like, damn, everyone.
It's Kyrie.
everyone-
Kyrie.
Of course, he's an ACL. Like, damn, I ain't.
If we're going based on that, Mars, like based on injury and stuff, it would be Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie. I'm going Kyrie.
Rolling with Steph Curry is like being in the Beatles. I would have loved to have done that
Yeah, I think so.
Kyrie played with LeBron James
for
Yeah, but
about
I'm
5
not gonna lie,
seconds.
rolling with LeBron comes with more headache than rolling with Steph.
Yeah, way more.
Not because of LeBron. No, it's not LeBron's fault. Before anyone says that.
I mean, it is.
But
Do y'all remember that LeBron made Tyler was like, you know what? I got to stop this coaching thing for my health for a little bit. That was crazy.
come on, man. That
is what it is.
LeBron media circus that follows him around.
Crazy.
They'd be annoying me.
Last but certainly not least, MTH says Hidalgo's dating AJ. Child would be the future. LOL. Yeah. Bam and Asia's kid to kick will bust their ass.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Stay safe out there, man.
That's how it is, y'all.
Shit is like the end of the world. Watching Terminator on Mars, bro.
Hey, we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all watch some soccer today. Enjoy yourselves. Love yourself. Drink water.